Well, the Fighting Irish have just taken the field, and the midshipmen across the way just came out. One of their captains leading the way with the American flag in hand. Right now they're having a moment of silence on the field. So we are about set to go. This 81st meeting of the Fighting Irish and the Midshipmen of Navy. Last Navy victory has been well documented. The great Roger Staubach quarterbacked the Mids back in 1963 when they came into Notre Dame Stadium and beat the Irish 35-14, a signature win for Roger Staubach. Soon after, he would be voted the 1963 Heisman Trophy winner. But the Mids have not won since, losing to Notre Dame all over the globe almost. They've lost to Notre Dame in Philadelphia, Cleveland, Baltimore, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Orlando, Florida, Dublin, Ireland, but mostly here at Notre Dame Stadium. Alan, you were part of some of those wins, four of them.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing against the Naval Academy. One thing you do is you respect the heck out of them because they bring it on every single play. Does not matter what the score is, and you have nothing but admiration for them, of course, because of the commitment and sacrifice they make for the country. But on the football field, I tell you what, they go at it, and you're in a game for 60 minutes.
Well, they know each other well. They play every year, the 81st meeting. The Irish attired in bright gold helmets, blue jerseys, white numerals and gold pants, and Navy looking like Notre Dame's away uniforms. Navy in gold helmets, white jerseys, blue numerals, and gold pants. Virtually everybody Notre Dame plays also wears gold helmets.
Yeah, that's one thing that has been noticeable this year. It seems like everybody's had a gold helmet. Maybe that's why Notre Dame is 1-7 and has so many turnovers, because they're throwing to the wrong people.
Notre Dame wanted to start the game with the ball, and they just won the toss, so Notre Dame will receive to start the game. In an average college game, only 12 possessions per team, but against the Naval Academy, it goes down to 9 possessions because of this ball-controlled triple-option offense the Academy runs. Notre Dame has not punted in beating Navy going-away scores, really big scores, the last 2 years. So Charlie Weiss really wanted to get his hands on the ball and get the ball downfield. You don't want to be behind Navy and give them any impetus. One thing about the triple option, Allen, it is not an offense built to come from behind. It's a low-throwing offense.
Yeah, they run the football 84% of the time. They can ball control it, and it's hard to stop. And it's going to take about a quarter to get acclimated to the speed of the triple option, which is why it's so important for Notre Dame, because they want to toss, to try and get the ball first, try and get on the board. You cannot afford to waste a series when you play the Naval Academy, because you just can't get it back from them. You want to put them in the chase situation where they have to come from behind.
Well, it's a beautiful day in northern Indiana. Temperature in the low 50s, clear sunny skies. The Irish deploy their receiving team out onto the field now with the two super fast freshmen, Golden Tate and Armando Allen, back to our right. They'll return from the south end of the field. And Navy's Joey Bullen tees the ball up at the midshipmen's 30-yard line as Notre Dame and Navy are ready to meet yet again. The Irish will have some interesting looks on offense we'll tell you more about. Navy's offense, prolific as it is, the counter to that is the Navy defense, with a lot of injuries this year, is really one of the most porous defenses in the country. If you can't move the ball on Navy's defense, it's not going to happen. The Mids look to win a scoring contest. Bullen hits the ball hard. A high spinning kick. Armando Allen takes it at the 2 on the far side of the field. Cuts back to the 10, across the 15 to the 20. He's across the 20, across the 30. He's not done till he's to 32-yard line. So a good return by Armando Allen. A 29-yard return.
For Navy, want to get the ball in his hands, and that time just the ball was thrown more towards the hash. John Carlson outside the hash.
Again, Notre Dame spreads the field, going with 3 wideouts now. Tight end is set to the right, 1 running back. As the snap by Sharpley, here's a quick out near side to Deval Kamara. He works the near sideline and comes across the 40-yard line, and Navy might have gone to the face there as a penalty marker's thrown in. Kevin Edwards is the cornerback on that side. He's a freshman making his first start for Navy, so he's going to see a lot of balls coming his way, Alan.
Serious mismatches in the passing game. Deval Kamara, who's a huge kid, and Kevin Edwards, a true freshman, and big spacing on the part of Navy is going to have the hitch open all day. The passing game can be very, very effective for Notre Dame today.
Personal foul is signaled against Navy on this first possession of the game for Notre Dame for a face mask grab, so the Irish are advanced down the field now. Looks like a major penalty, and it's advanced all the way to the Navy 45-yard line. So Notre Dame now continues this opening drive with no score at the 45 of Navy.
Personal fouls are not something that's characteristic of a Naval group that's disciplined, but that time you had the true freshman grabbed a hold of the face mask of Duval Kumar.
Armando Allen, a freshman for Notre Dame, is in the backfield again. They spread the field with wideouts to 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Sharply play fakes, takes a look, fires over the middle of the field. Open receiver. The ball is taken in at the 24-yard line of the Naval Academy by Robbie Paris, making his 23rd catch of the year. A 23-yard gain on the play. As Sharply this time throws a laser strike. So the Irish drive on down to the 24-yard line of the Mids. No score, opening drive.
And without any running plays because it's so wide open in the defensive secondary.
Notre Dame in and out of the huddle very quickly, dressed in blue and gold, moving right to left from our vantage point. First down, Notre Dame. Opening drive of the game, and here is Sharply. Hands off, a run to the near side. This is Armando Allen, turns the corner, gets inside the 20, and gets down to about the 17-yard line, where inside backer Irv Spencer of the Navy makes the knockdown. Navy going with Chris Kuar-Pitters, Nate Frazier, and Michael Walsh across their defensive front. Vela, Haberer, Spencer, and Winstead back the line. But Navy, an outman defense, has given up an average of 52 points a game in the last 3 games.
And also averaging 4.6 per rush. So if you're a running back, you're licking your chops at the opportunity to get the football.
You'd like to be in there, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Career day today.
Aldridge is the setback now. Notre Dame has a fullback in the game. He is offset to the right. Here's a near side throw to Kamara. And Navy makes a good play as Kamara is quickly hit by Blake Carter, a Navy defensive back. And gain on the 2nd and 3 plays for about 2 yards down to the 15-yard line of Navy. First quarter, no score.
There's still a lot of cushion on the part of the secondary, the defensive backs, so that play is going to be open all day. But Notre Dame not able to get any positive yards, puts himself in a 3rd down situation.
Now Charlie Weiss going with different alignments. Only one wide receiver. That's Golden Tate wide to the right. Irish moving right to left, scoreless first quarter. Pitch back near side. Here is Aldridge running. He is inside the 15-yard line, and Navy cuts him down. So Navy on 3rd and short. Looks like they've stopped Notre Dame short of a first down. Combining on the tackle for the Mids was Irv Spencer and Wyatt Middleton, a freshman safety. And Notre Dame on 4th and just over a yard will go for it at the Navy 15-yard line.
Well,
no score.
They better go for it. I mean, this team is averaging 4.6 per rush, giving up. So if you can't go straight ahead, you don't deserve to be on the football field.
Notre Dame with a power set, extra tight end, 1 wide receiver, 1 back. 4th and 1 for the Irish on the opening drive. Here's the snap, the handoff, and running for the first down and in down to the 10-yard line is James Aldridge, who missed Notre Dame's last game with an ankle injury. Did not play against the Trojans. Greg Thrasher makes the stop, but it's a first down for Notre Dame. And it's going to be spotted just inside the 10-yard line of Navy.
Yeah, you know, the soft spot in that Navy defense, if you're going to run the ball, is going to be between the tackles. Notre Dame had 2 runs where they went outside. This time going straight ahead, a nice hole for James Aldridge.
Now Notre Dame again spreads the field. The freshman tight end, Ragone. Mike Ragone is wide to the right. One of the fastest players, even though he's a tight end. First and goal basically with the ball is spotted. Here is Sharply. They go to a draw play. This is Aldridge running inside the 5. He's down to the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there as Tony Haber, an inside linebacker, makes the stop.
You know, good job of spreading everybody out. That creates a lot of space for the running back to have. It creates wider running lanes, and it makes it easier for the offensive lineman to block, and you hit them with the draw, and they get positive yards.
This is the opening drive of the game. The Irish using 3 minutes of play clock. Coming down to the field now, they have it 2nd down and goal from the Navy 3-yard line. At center is John Sullivan. His guards are Mike Turkovich and Eric Olson. The tackles Sam Young and Paul Duncan. Here's the snap. They go to the run again, and this is Golden Tate. Robert Hughes takes it in. They go to Robert Hughes after the fake, and Hughes, who is mourning the death of his older brother earlier this week, is in the end zone for Notre Dame's first touchdown and the first score of this day.
In a very powerful run. And glad to see Robert Hughes out here, because the way you honor your family the most is by getting back on the football field. You know, all that hurt and pain you have, you take it out on the football field. It enables you to have one of the more focused efforts you'll ever have in your life. And Robert Hughes ran that football and was not going to be denied and had great blocking.
Freshman Brandon Walker now ready to try the point after. He left foots the ball, spins it up, and good. So with 11:40 left to play, wait a minute, there's a penalty marker down. Penalty marker down in the secondary of Navy. With 11:40 to play in the first quarter, Notre Dame still with a 6-0 lead till we get the official ruling on the outcome of the extra point attempt, which, if it goes, is good. We have an ACC officiating crew today headed by Tom DeJoseph. Notre Dame seems to think it's going to be against Navy.
Leaping on the defense. The extra point is good. We'll enforce on the kickoff.
So Navy trying to block the extra point, leapt on the back of a defensive player. That's an infraction. It'll be enforced on the kickoff. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
Along with Don Cricky and Alan Pinkett, I'm Jeff Jeffers. The Irish score in the opening drive, taking 3 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. And it's now time to salute our weekly Westwood One Student Scholarship winner. Each game this season, Westwood One will donate $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund at the University of Notre Dame in the name of a deserving student. This week's recipient is Mary McCauley, a sophomore from Geneva, Illinois, who's a Dean's List student in biological sciences. Congratulations to Mary from all of us at Westwood One.
Notre Dame going 69 yards in 9 plays. Freshman Robert Hughes on the payoff end from in close, and with 11:40 to play in the first quarter, Notre Dame takes a 7-0 lead. And Alan, that basically is the game plan Charlie Weiss wanted, starting with winning the toss. He wanted to get on the board first.
Yeah, very important to put Navy in a chase position. Also to establish with the Naval Academy that this is going to be a game where offensively you're going to assert yourself. And Notre Dame did it with great balance with run and pass. And getting the penalty on the extra point is huge because it allows Notre Dame to kick the ball into the end zone, because Navy has one of the most feared returners in the country, Reggie Campbell. So to keep it out of his hands is a big deal.
Yep. Charlie Weiss talking about Reggie Campbell, who's not very big. He's a senior from Sanford, Florida, listed at 5'6", 165. But he averages over 7 yards a rush, and he is a breakaway return man, and he's back deep now, along with Zurban Singleton, another small, very fast, quick back. Here is the kickoff hit downfield by Notre Dame. A high spinning kick will carry down to the 2-yard line, and Reggie Campbell starts up the field, and he is hammered at the 10-yard line. Coming in to make the play was Scott Smith, junior linebacker. So Reggie Campbell never got his motor started as he was taken down with a high tackle and hit hard. Navy starts from its 10-yard line down 7-0.
Very physical tackle, very tone-setting type of play for Notre Dame. This defense hadn't had a chance to hit anybody in 2 weeks, so you know that they're revved up.
The Naval Academy in the bright gold helmets, white jerseys, blue numerals, and gold pants. The Irish in blue jerseys and gold helmets. Navy moving left to right from north to south. Here it's sold out Notre Dame Stadium. The Navy quarterback, we'll call him Kaipo to shorten it. It's a long name. We'll get to the whole thing in a moment. Right now they go to the triple option offense. They want a quick throw to the outside. They go to the pass to start the play, and they break it for a first down. They get the ball to O.J. Washington on the left flank, the far side. And Washington, who's caught only 9 balls coming into this game, breaks one there for a first down. But when he catches him, Allen, it's for big yards. He's averaging 23.9 a catch.
Yeah, usually Navy's able to pick your pocket. They just bring you in by running the ball so much, and then they surprise you. But O.J., a very good athlete, breaking tackles right there to give him a first down.
Kaipo, Kehiaka, and Hada, the Navy quarterback. He runs to the pitch to the near side, and Notre Dame is all over it as the tackle is made at the 23-yard line. A loss of a couple of yards. The pitch to Sean White as a good play made by Maurice Crum. As Notre Dame's Charlie Weiss, Allen, talking about assignment football. You have to do your job defending this triple option. You can't gamble and get out of your lane.
Yeah, it's just like a pilot trusting his instruments. You have to be very disciplined, read your keys, don't freelance. You freelance, Navy breaks a big one.
Right now for the Navy, it's second down and 11. Pitch to the far side, the left side. Running with the ball is Sean White, and he breaks it out to the 30-yard line. Got a gain on the play of about 7 yards. Maurice Crum makes the stop. It's going to bring up third down and a long 4. And Notre Dame comes up with the ball. Apparently Sean White lost it. A late signal, but Zibikowski comes up with the ball. And Navy's offense with heads bowed walks off the field. And Notre Dame now takes over the ball at the Navy 30-yard line.
Yeah, the ball was knocked loose by Maurice Crum. Got the helmet on the ball. I don't care if you've got crazy glue on your hands. The helmet hits the ball, it's coming out. But this Navy offense characteristically fumbles a lot. That's a 24th fumble this year, and a great one for Notre Dame.
24 Navy fumbles. They have lost now 12. And now we're going to have a timeout signaled on the field.
It's under review.
Oh, they're going to review the last play to see if his knee was down. The ruling on the field was that Notre Dame did recover a Navy fumble at the Mid's 30-yard line. Notre Dame leading 7-0. And while they check the video replay, we remind you that you can replay whatever you want, whenever you want, with Comcast Digital Video Recorder. Comcast, the exclusive home of your Irish On Demand. Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV today.
You know, Don, one of the things he did when he turned that ball north and south, he leapt a little, he leapt and went airborne. Sometimes when you go airborne, you lose your focus, you lose your bearings a little bit. And when he landed on the ground, got hit by Maurice Crum, and the ball was definitely coming out when he went down to the ground. Now, whether they say his knee was down or not, it's very, very close, but it has to be, as you say, indisputable.
Indisputable because the ruling on the field was that it was a Navy fumble and Notre Dame recovery. Right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your exclusive home for Notre Dame football.
Notre Dame fumble recovery, first down.
So this, not how the Mids had hoped to open it up. This, as mentioned earlier, is not a come-from-behind offense. And right now, Notre Dame, after driving 69 yards in 9 plays on the opening drive for a touchdown and a 7-0 lead, takes over on the Navy turnover at the Mids 30-yard line.
Short field for Notre Dame. Want to step on him right here.
Another different formation now. They have a fullback offset to the left. Grimes, the wide receiver left. They go to the run and straight up the middle. Running hard is Aldridge. A good defense by the Mids, though. They knock it back. Navy allowing just a 3-yard gain on the play. The Mids allow almost 4.7 yards a rush throughout the season as two safeties got in on the play led by Wyatt Middleton.
At that time, Notre Dame with a good blocking effort, but you want to try and get about 5 yards a clip. Notre Dame outweighs this Navy team by so much. You want to be able to go straight ahead.
And Notre Dame with a weight advantage of over 60 pounds on the size of their offensive line compared to the Navy defensive front. Here is Sharpley handing up, running near side is James Aldridge. And again, Navy does a good job. There is plus yards, though, as he advances the ball to the 23-yard line. That'll bring up a third down and about 4 as Irv Spencer, the best playmaker maybe in the Navy defense, a senior linebacker, makes the stop.
Yeah, Irv Spencer flies all over the field, has good size at 6 feet, 238 pounds. Leading tackler, he's also the one that gets in the backfield the most for Navy, but that time tackled downfield.
Now 3rd down and 3 with the ball is positioned at the Navy 23-yard line. 7-0 Notre Dame first quarter, Sharpley at quarterback. One setback, that's the freshman Armando Allen. He gets the ball, runs near side, takes it inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. Taken down by Middleton, but on a slant run to the left. So near side, it's a first down for Notre Dame as Mike Turkovich makes a knockout block to lead the way.
At that time, Armando Allen just put his head down, followed his blockers, had a nice convoy of people. Notre Dame right now really blowing this Navy defensive line off the football.
Notre Dame with a very low-ranked offense. It seems to be coming of age, though, against a Navy defense that has trouble stopping anyone. The mid-strength is on the offensive side, but they fumbled on their first possession. Here is Sharpley looking to throw. Screens the ball near side, is caught by Armando Allen. A terrific open field tackle by the freshman free safety Wyatt Middleton. And there's a loss on the play all the way back to the 20-yard line of Navy. Yeah,
Wyatt Middleton with a great read, noticing that it was a screen, actually beat the blockers. And Armando Allen had a great group of blockers that time. They really did a good job of faking the pass, had everybody on Navy running back, and if they can just get past Wyatt Middleton, it's a huge play.
There is Allen stuff all over the middle of the field against this Navy pass defense. Notre Dame has been swinging it out, screening the ball. Yeah, early in the game, they went to Carlson, but the ball was overthrown. He was wide open. This is a 2nd down and 15. Here is Sharpley with a deep drop. Takes a look, throws the ball to the far side. And it's going to be incomplete at the 7-yard line of Navy on the right side. David Grimes was the target. So that brings up a 3rd down and 15 for Notre Dame.
Timing route that time. Ball is thrown before David Grimes comes out of his break. He's supposed to push it vertical, then come back at a 45-degree angle. The quarterback throws it to a spot. Looks like they were just a fraction of a second off because David Grimes had gotten the necessary separation he needed from the defensive back. And believe me, they're going to work that true freshman, Kevin Edwards.
Sharpley is 4 of 6 throwing the ball today for 26 yards. This is a 3rd and 15 at the Navy 20-yard line. Irish lead 7-0. Sharpley with a lot of time. Another out pattern. This time it's dropped on the far side as they go to the same play to George West. Guys running over the middle of the field are open.
Yeah, that's I don't know if his read is taking him out there or he's uncomfortable with the safety in the middle of the field, but definitely a missed opportunity on the part of Notre Dame. 2 guys running down both hash marks, appeared to be wide open. Know that Evans probably going to get a talking to by Charlie when it comes to the sideline. But one of the things you want to accomplish when you get a turnover is get points.
Now Nate Whitaker, a sophomore place kicker, comes out to try a field goal from Notre Dame. It'll be a 37 or 38-yarder where the ball is going to be spotted. Navy turning the ball over as the Irish lead 7-0, but stopping the Irish on 3rd down. Now here's the field goal try, and it's a fake, and here is a run to the near side. Notre Dame takes it down to the 13, and they do not come close to the 1st down, and Navy takes over on downs. The snapper put the ball in the hands of the holder, Evan Sharpley. Called play. He ran to the left side, the near side, and he was taken down by Matt Wimstad. So that is a big, big win for the Navy defense. They stopped Notre Dame after the Irish took over at the Notre Dame 30. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. Outfit the entire family in the latest Notre Dame gear. The Hammis Notre Dame bookstore is the university's official source of Fighting Irish clothing and gifts. Visit them at ndcatalog.com. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers at Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish and the Navy meeting for the 81st time. Notre Dame with a 43-game winning streak against the Mids. And now Navy takes over the ball as Notre Dame is stopped after getting possession at the Navy 30 on a fumble on Navy's first possession. Irish lead at 7-0.
Yeah, I think the Notre Dame offense should be disgusted with itself. They get the ball on the 30-yard line. They come away with no points. It would have been a huge advantage to have 2 scores up on Navy before they've even run 3 plays.
So now Navy can stay well within their offense, which is running the ball. The Mids really play like they're double parked. They run the ball play after play, in and out of the huddle, usually very quickly. Running game and running clock. 8 minutes to play now in the first half, and Navy with this takeover on downs will take over at their 15-yard line. The long field to go. Yeah,
and Navy averages 5.5 per rush. Out of 598 total plays, they have run 502 times. That's 84% for you math people out there. But they like running the football, and they've got 11 runs of over 25 yards. They can just get after it.
Well, they ran 65 times last week in a 59-52 loss to Delaware, did the Navy. Here is a give and a pitch back to the far side, and working to the open field is the aforementioned Reggie Campbell, who Charlie Weiss greatly fears, and Reggie Campbell breaks a 13-yard run and a first down. Zibikowski brings him down, and a Notre Dame player is down at the 15-yard line. Looks like might be Pat Coons, Notre Dame's very good defensive tackle. The Navy does a lot of dive blocking. They go low, trying to cut block within the rules.
In the rules, as a defensive lineman, it makes you catch a little bit. It makes it tough to get penetration. In fact, I think one of the keys today is going to be Trevor Laws. Can he get in the backfield? Now, when they go low at you, you are concerned about your knees. Navy takes advantage of that. But it looks like in the case of Pat Kuntz that he's holding on to his hip and not his knee. So don't want to speculate about what the injury is.
Right now, there's a timeout on the field. 7:52 to play in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish lead the Navy 7-0. Later today, we'll name a player of the game, brought to you by Sylvania. See the world in a new light. Navy with a 13-yard run by Reggie Campbell has a first down at the Navy 28-yard line. Irish lead 7-0. 7:52 to play in the first quarter. Navy in white and gold, moving left to right here in the first quarter. The triple option offense. The first give is to the fullback, and Notre Dame is all over that. Eric Catani gets the carry for a couple of yards out to about the 31-yard line. Dwight Stevenson makes the stop. Pat Coons, who was shaken up earlier, walked off under his own power. It looked like he might be ready to come back later.
Yeah, and you know, of all the plays, Don, that you want to stop in this triple option, the fullback dive is the most important.
Well, these fullbacks have almost 200 carries this season in combination, and they've been stopped for a loss once. Here is a keep by the quarterback, Kaipo and Hata, and he takes it ahead for a gain of about 5 yards out to the Navy 37-yard line, where 300-pound freshman Ian Williams knocks him down. That brings up 3rd and short, though, for Navy.
And Ian Williams, very, very important for him to also read his keys, not freelance, slide down the line and just locate the football. Got to stop that fullback first and get down the line and see what else is happening.
Navy's Anton Harper down over the ball at center. On 3rd and less than 2. Here is a give to the fullback, and he hits hard into the Notre Dame defense. It's Catani. If he got it, it'll be by the nose of the ball. Now the linesman comes in and appears to mark it just short. That'll be 4th down. Now does Navy gamble if it is short? They like to go for it on 4th down, but do they do it inside their own 40?
I think they probably do. You know, they've got an offense that's averaging 5.5 per. They're not scared to run the ball against anybody now. It is early enough in the game that, look, they've given a short field to Notre Dame one time, came away with no points, so they might be willing to take the gamble again.
They've stopped the clock as the chains come out now. They're going to officially measure the ball positioned at about the Navy 38-yard line. And the sticks come out, and does Navy get it by the nose of the ball? It appears they might. Now they're ruling it's just short. Referee DeJoseph holds up his 2 fingers about an inch apart. So Navy has 4th down and less than a foot, really, for the first down at their 38. Irish lead 7-0 first quarter. As the play comes in from the Navy sideline, Paul Johnson says that the Navy offense never knows who's going to get the ball until the snap. They work off a read of the defense. Notre Dame players exhorting the crowd to pick up the noise. So here comes Kaipo, the quarterback, under center, has 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Blown back as a fullback. Might be a quarterback keep, we'll see.
Somebody trying to make him jump.
They go to the fullback, and Notre Dame throws him back. Oh, one linesman comes in and has it short, another's coming in. Now, he changes his trajectory coming in. It did not look like he got there where the one linesman comes in.
Well, Navy coming into the game on 4th down was 68% converting on 4th down, but this one is going to be
He's going to have
close.
this, I think, where the spot is. I think he's going to have by the nose of the ball. That was a 4th down try by the Naval Academy inside their 40-yard line with Notre Dame leading in the first quarter 7-0 after the Irish went on a 9-play, 69-yard drive to open the game after the kickoff. Robert Hughes was on the payoff end from 3 yards out. Here the mark is out, and Navy does get the first down. Well, Navy has complained about getting bad spots in previous meetings with Notre Dame. They didn't get one there. Roger Staubach once told me what really hurt was one game where Notre Dame made a first down on 5th and 1. He felt they were stopped on 4th down, but now Navy does get the first down. It's at the 38-yard line. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. Here's the snap, pitch back far side. Here's Reggie Campbell trying to turn up. He cuts back and gets ahead for a gain of almost 7 yards. He's out to the 46-yard line. Trevor Laws at 295 pounds coming all the way across the field to the far side, the left side. Makes the stop, but Navy gets good yardage on a first down run.
You know, the thing that works so nice about that play is he goes in motion, and then when he gets the pitch, he's already broken contain. He's already outside the perimeter and has 3 lead blockers.
Notre Dame leading 7-0. Navy with the ball at their 46-yard line. Here's a fullback handoff, and the fullback drives for a first down. Junior Eric Catani, who's averaging 5.6 a carry, is ahead to the Notre Dame 49-yard line, where Dwight Stevenson knocks him down, but it's a first down for the Navy. Irish lead 7-0.
And you see Navy starting to get a good feel now, starting to get in a good rhythm. You know, that's the thing you don't want them to do as an offense, because they've got so many ways they can hit you with this triple option.
Notre Dame took over the ball after going up 7-0 at the Navy 30. Navy fumble recovery, but could not get points. Now Navy looking to counter and perhaps tie the game. Again, They go to the fullback option. He's the first lead, and he's into the Notre Dame linebacker core on a first down carry for about 2 yards. Notre Dame's inside backers playing the run, and Trevor Laws also keying on the fullback. You really have to tackle the quarterback and the fullback on every play, Allen, because they get far more carries than anybody else.
Yeah, you get the quarterback, the chances are you've got the football.
Navy in white and gold, trailing Notre Dame 7-0, moving left to right. Here is a handoff. Now a pitch back, a good fake. Reggie Campbell runs to the far side, is knocked out of bounds. Short of a first down, but he does get plus yards. Lambert and Crum knock him down on the far side of the field at the Notre Dame 42-yard line. And that's going to bring up third down and about 2. A long 2.
On third down, Navy converts 52% of its third down tries, which that's pretty good. But a lot of times they're in that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation. But even if it's 3rd and 10, they'll run the option.
Notre Dame aligns its defense as Navy on third down and a long 2. Here is a handoff. The fullback carries. The fullback gets it. Katani again. This time he slants left to the far side. Zibikowski comes up to make the tackle for Notre Dame, but he makes it at the Irish 37 or 8 yard line. It's a first down for Navy. Irish lead 7-0.
That Katani runs real hard, able to actually lift up Kyle McCarthy and Tom Zibikowski. Low man wins. Don't tackle that guy high.
These fullbacks, as mentioned, and they're now up to 200 carries for the season. They're combination fullbacks, Katani and Ballard, and they've been stopped for a loss once all season. Here's a pitch back near side. Navy looks for a blocker. They get one in this. Sean White, who fumbled earlier, cuts back. He loses his footing. First down carry. He's to the Notre Dame 35-yard line. A gain of 3 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd down and 7 for the Mids.
Yes, 2nd and 7 is what you're looking for if you're the Notre Dame defense. If you can limit that first down to 3 or less, that puts Navy in an uncomfortable position.
Navy right now in that triple option offense. The quarterback, Kaipo, sends Campbell in motion, runs to the far side, and he turns it up, and Notre Dame hits him hard. He got about 3 yards, close to the Notre Dame 30. Joe Brockington fills and makes the stop, and it will be a third down for Navy. 3rd and about 3 where the ball is positioned at the Notre Dame 30. Irish lead 7-0.
Don, you had mentioned he got hit hard. That's the other thing you have to do on this defense is be very, very physical. You have to hit these guys hard enough so that they won't be willing to cut up and try and take on the blocker, that they'll go down to the ground.
Deception with the ball and quickness, hallmarks of this Navy triple option offense. Long count, here's the snap, fullback carry, first down and more as he is inside Katani, inside the Notre Dame 25-yard line. And it's a first down for Navy. Scott Smith makes the tackle. So right now, Navy's quickness on this drive, Allen, a big factor in moving the ball consistently down the field.
That fullback dive is, even though you've got Reggie Campbell who's got blazing speed, you've got the quarterback who's very elusive. Have to stop the fullback first.
Irish lead 7-0, 2:42 to play in the first quarter. Navy driving, though, moving left to right in white and gold. Here is Kaipo moving to the left side, and he runs and is knocked down on a first down carry after a gain of about 3, close to the 21-yard line. Scott Smith getting a lot of playing time today, along with Joe Brockington. And that brings up a 2nd down and 6 now for Navy as the Irish lead 7-0.
You got to be careful when you're on this defense not to get tired. Navy very methodical, and they are so quick, and they run this thing with so much precision. Got to stay focused.
The triple option with the slot backs, as they call them, really wing backs, offset, and now the Navy right tackle comes in, starts out of his stance early. Looked like Paul Bridgers had the wrong snap count, so the Mids will be penalized 5 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down and about 12.
Yeah, that's a drive killer right there, Don. It's hard enough, to win against an opponent, but when you beat yourself, you double your chances of having success.
Navy with 16 rushes so far in this first quarter for 70 yards, but the Irish lead 7-0. Here's the snap. The give, and it's right up the middle to the fullback, and he's going to be taken down at about the 21-yard line of Notre Dame. Got about 5. Ian Williams with a stop on Katani. So Navy going to a lot of fullback carries. That's the 8th for Katani. his 8th run of the game for 26 yards.
Yeah, you got to watch Eric Katani. Might seem like a lumbering fullback, but his long run of the year is 71 yards. Now, this is what I'm talking about, putting Navy in long third down situations.
3rd down and 8 for the Naval Academy. Irish lead in the first quarter, 7-0. Here is the quarterback keep, and the Notre Dame Irish stuff it for no gain. As running to the left side was Anhata, the Navy quarterback, and he's taken down by Dwight Stevenson, and a penalty marker's down on the field. So play is stopped. The clock is stopped with 1:12 to play in the first quarter, and Notre Dame leading 7-0 after an opening 9-play, 69-yard drive. Robert Hughes from 3 yards out for the touchdown.
You know, that flag is thrown in the area, usually where holding is.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, 52
Notre Dame
on the defense.
is called for a personal foul. It's on Joe Brockington. So Navy now gets a first down, and the Irish will go on defense at their 10-yard line. It'll be first and about 10 yards and a foot to the end zone. Navy conceivably could make another first down inside the 1. Notre Dame leads 7-0, but Navy challenging now to tie the game. 1:05 to play, first quarter. Navy's quarterback looks at the Notre Dame defense, takes the snap. Again, they go to the fullback, and he's down to the 5-yard line. He gains 6. Second down from there as they again go to Katani. Navy with the very quick offensive blockers, giving away a lot of size to the Notre Dame defensive front. But Navy really comes off the ball, Alan.
Yeah, speed kills. They come out low, they come out hard, they come out at your knees, and it allows them to get movement on that offensive line and gives the running back lanes that he can choose.
Navy on second down at the Notre Dame 5. Here's the snap. Again, they go to the fullback. Now Notre Dame is all over the fullback, and actually Kanhata keeps it himself after a good fake and gets down to the 3-yard line, maybe the 2. He'll be short of a first down. He could conceivably, as mentioned, make another first down inside the Notre Dame 1-yard line. Irish lead 7-0.
That time, Kaipo decided to follow the lead of his fullback. Had a nice lead blocker on that situation, and Navy getting in a real good rhythm.
Navy challenging. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Back to Notre Dame Stadium. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers. Notre Dame leading Navy 7-0, but the Mids now with third down and a yard to go for a first down, a yard and a half to go for what could be a tying touchdown if they make the extra point. In the first quarter, Navy had 98 yards, almost all running the ball. And now they are setting up as Notre Dame's crowd comes alive in front of the student section. Navy going right to left here at Notre Dame Stadium. Kaipo, the quarterback, comes out of his stance now. Looks to either side, might have been checking off. Notre Dame puts some big people on the defensive front. Kaipo is definitely changing the play now as he goes to each of his offensive linemen to tell him the snap count. Fullback give has been a multiple play gainer for Navy in this opening drive, or this big drive. Here's a pitch back far side, running to the outside and turning the corner and going in for the touchdown is Zerbin Singleton. So Navy takes it down the field and is an extra point away from tying the game at 7-all.
I like that play because they send Zerbin in motion. By the time he catches the pitch, he's already gotten outside of contain, and Kyle McCarthy tried to come up and make a play on him, but Zerbin Singleton already had a full head of steam and was able to run to the pylon and get in for the score.
So Navy on a 19-play, 85-yard drive. Now we'll try the point after. Joey Bullen will attempt it. Snap and set down are good, and so is the extra point, and Navy has tied the game at 7-all with 14:56 to play in the first half. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
Jeff Jeffers back at Notre Dame Stadium where the midshipmen have tied the game against Notre Dame at 7, 4 seconds into the second quarter. Let us now check the Sylvania College Football scoreboard, brought to you by Sylvania. See the world in a new light. In Columbus, the number 1 ranked Buckeyes of Ohio State, with a minute left in the game, are up on Wisconsin 38-17. 14 minutes left in the game. Florida with a comfortable lead over Vanderbilt, 42-10. Kansas and Nebraska, 55-31 Jayhawks, 7:20 left in the third. In Athens, Troy has given Georgia a rough time, but the Dogs do lead 24-13 with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. These two scores are final. Virginia wins over Wake Forest 17-16 in Charlottesville. Meanwhile, at Happy Valley, Penn State rallies to defeat Purdue 26-19. Indiana and Ball State, it's 38-20 Hoosiers with 4 minutes left in regulation. Miami of Florida and North Carolina State are tied at 16 with less than 30 seconds remaining in the game. Now for more Notre Dame and Navy action from the stadium, here's Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jeff. As mentioned earlier, Notre Dame has not punted against Navy in the previous two games. There were no punts by either team in the first quarter. The game is tied 7-all. Irish going 69 yards and 9 plays on their opening drive with freshman Robert Hughes taking it in. And then Navy counters with an impressive 85-yard drive, 19-play drive. And now Navy ready to kick off right to left. Bullen, who hits the ball hard, hits a spinning kick, will not carry that deep. Coming up on it is Armando Allen at the 17. Straight ahead, he crosses the 25 and the 30, crosses the 40-yard line, cuts back, crosses the 50 near side, and is knocked out of bounds at the Navy 46-yard line. As he's taken down by Dell Robinson, but it's a 41-yard kickoff return by the freshman Armando Allen. So Notre Dame Allen gets some very, very good field position here to start this drive.
Yeah, getting plus territory, have a short field, can't waste any series whatsoever. And now they've got the short field, and I think that the run gave them some much-needed momentum because Navy definitely had it.
Navy starting 2 true freshmen in their defensive secondary. See if Notre Dame tries to hit it with passes in this drive. They have an eye set in the backfield. Here is Sharpley. He hands off, and Notre Dame breaks a good run. James Aldridge is inside the 35-yard line. He's ahead for a gain of 12 yards before he's taken down by the free safety, Wyatt Middleton, on the right side of the field, near side, and it's first down Notre Dame at the Navy 33, game tied 7-7.
Should have that run all day long. They set it up with trying to drop back for the pass. And so if you can get the linebackers of Navy to take one false step, that allows the linemen for Notre Dame to get in their position to make the block to create the lane for James Aldridge.
Well, they created a lane for him as he breaks the first down run. Now Notre Dame with Sharpley at quarterback, and they again go to the run. This is Aldridge working the middle of the field and takes it inside the 30-yard line. On a first down carry, he gets almost 5. As Nate Frazier, one of the biggest mids at 285 pounds, makes the stop from his nose tackle position.
Yeah, did a good job. Nose tackle position in a chase position because there was actually someone that flashed in front of Aldridge, and he made a good job of avoiding the first tackler and getting positive yards. You don't go down by the first guy that hits you. That's the rule as a running back.
Aldridge, the sophomore from Crown Point, Indiana, getting the carry the ball a lot today. 7 carries for 37 yards. And here's another one and a hit in the backfield. Big play by Navy's Nate Frazier. As soon as Aldridge got the ball, he was stung and hit hard. And Aldridge really did well to hold on to the ball. Such a big hit put on by Frazier.
Yeah, it had to be a blown assignment because the nose tackle, Nate Frazier, came through untouched. Looked like they were going to try and trap on him, and Will Yateman, who's a tight end, was late coming on a trap block. Get your running back killed like that.
Robbie Paris, a good possession receiver, is slotted to the right side. Notre Dame with 5 wideouts on this third and almost 10 play inside the Navy 35-yard line. The game is tied 7-7 early second quarter. Sharpley drops to throw. Gets time, throws it up the middle. Here's Carlson. And Carlson takes it down to about the 26-yard line, and that'll bring up fourth down and about 3. And almost certainly Notre Dame will go for it, not wanting to risk a somewhat shaky field goal game in this tie game.
Yeah, I think they go right back to Carlson again and go over the middle. He cannot be covered. He can use his big body to shield off any of the defenders of Navy. He's bigger than anybody in Navy's secondary.
And they're giving him time, Allen. Evan Sharpley was well protected there, and now this is a fourth down for Notre Dame. You'll recall earlier Notre Dame on a fake field goal attempt was stopped by Navy, and the Mids took over on downs. And now Sharpley making a signal to his wide receivers. This is fourth down and 3. He comes up, and they go to the running. Now they do hand up, but the play is blown dead before the run, and there's apparently a timeout called by Notre Dame, which they were unaware of, called from the sideline because they ran the play.
Yeah, they called the timeout, and I think they just want to take a look at it, maybe come up with a different play once they've seen the defense.
The score is 7-7 here at Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish and the Midshipmen. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. The Hannah and Friends Nonprofit Foundation was founded by Maura and Charlie Weiss in honor of their daughter Hannah. Hannah and Friends is dedicated to improving the lives of children and young adults affected by autism and global delays. We encourage the Irish faithful to go to www.hannahandfriends.org and show their support today. Together we can make a difference. And now we'll see if Notre Dame, Allen, can make a difference on a fourth down play after the timeout called by the Irish sideline. Head coach Weiss signaling for it as the ball is positioned at the 26-yard line of Navy. Tie game 7-7, 12-13 to play in the half.
Well, I think there has to be a sense of urgency knowing that if you give Navy the ball back, you're playing right into their hands. But I think there also has to be a mentality that you are not going to be stopped in this game at all if you're on offense.
Navy brings its linebackers up now. Notre Dame spreads the field, open backfield. 5 wideouts in the game, no protective blockers behind the quarterback, Evan Sharpley. Fourth down, he needs 3 from the Navy 26. Goes on a quarterback keep, and he gets it. Great call by Weiss as Navy was looking past, and the Irish go with power football behind John Sullivan. They open up the Navy defense. It's first down Notre Dame on a 4th and 3, a quarterback keep.
Yeah, spread them out, run them where they ain't is the strategy that Charlie used that time. And why not behind a guy like John Sullivan, who most people grade out as the second best center at his position in his class. So if you got a guy that good, you got to run behind him. And that was a brilliant call.
That's the second best in the country.
Yes.
He's the best Notre Dame has, a fifth-year senior, John Sullivan from Greenwich, Connecticut. Now on first down, Sharpley takes a look, pump fake, gets time, lost the ball to the end zone, open man there, but it's poorly thrown ball and incomplete. Robbie Paris was open, Sharpley missed him. Kevin Edwards was defending as best he could on the play, the freshman cornerback making his first start.
Oh, and, lucky there for Navy because the little freshman bit on the fake. Robbie Paris with a real good route, watching the quarterback a little bit, and Robbie Paris came open, but the ball was thrown over his outside shoulder. Robbie Paris was looking for the ball to be on his inside.
And that brings up second down and 10 in this tie game, 7-7, 11:38 to play in the first half. Notre Dame moving left to right in blue and gold. Evan Sharpley at quarterback with one running back. Quick out now, goes to the far side. Running with the ball is Duval Kamara, and he works the far sideline, and he's going to really step out of bounds at the 17 as he continued down inside the 10, but would have been a first down, but they really stepped out of bounds, and so now Notre Dame has a third down and a long 6 coming up.
Well, Duval does a good job of using that stiff arm. He's got a big body, got a long wingspan with those arms. So when he stretches out that arm, the defensive back can't put their hands on him.
We'll see if Notre Dame goes to Paris again. He had the defense beaten badly. Third down and 6 for Notre Dame at the Navy 17-yard line. Tie game 7-7. Sharply drops. 3-step drop, near side throw. Makes a connection. Navy's all over it. There is a gain on the play that'll make it fourth down at about 2 as Robbie Paris running an out pattern. And the rover, Greg Thrasher, brings him down at the Navy 13-yard line. Tie game 7-all.
Navy does a good job of, once the ball is thrown, reacting to it immediately. The receivers are not getting a chance to make a move or try to get more yards after the run at all because Navy is right on top of it.
Now Notre Dame setting up on fourth down again on this drive. They need a little less than 2 at the Navy 13-yard line. Tie game 7-7. Handoff straight ahead. Running for the first down is the fullback, Asaph Schwab. As again, they go behind Sullivan and Eric Olson getting a big block. Thrasher makes the stop, but the Irish now have it first and goal at the Navy 8-yard line in a tie game 7-7.
Nifty run by Asaph Schwab. Danced around a little bit like he was wearing high heels or something, but he got the first down. But I tell you what, at 261 pounds, I'm looking for somebody to hit if I get the ball.
Well, Schwab, he can do some hitting at 261 pounds. Now Notre Dame Sharply at center. One wide receiver, double tight ends, a power set. They go to the run. Here is Aldridge coming to the near side, and he fights his way down to the 4-yard line on a first down carry. He gets almost 5. James Aldridge getting a lot of work today. His 9th carry, 38 yards rushing for the sophomore. Blake Carter, cornerback for the Mids, makes the stop. But it's 2nd and goal for Notre Dame, and the ball is going to be spotted at the Navy 5 with a head down.
You know, James Aldridge has really improved with his vision, seeing the running lanes, seeing how the defense crosses his face, and finding the open spot to run, and then bringing power with it when he gets a chance.
Well, Weissa bringing power in his formation now as he has double tight ends again, one wide receiver in motion, and that is Golden Tate. Here is a handoff straight ahead, and Aldridge rockets down close to the goal line. He did not get in, but he's about a yard short in this tie game, 7-7, second quarter. Tony Heber, a sophomore linebacker, makes the stop for the Navy. Notre Dame in this tie game, 7-7, now has it 3rd and goal inside the Navy 2-yard line.
Yeah, I like the way James Aldridge attacked that time, but when you get down by the goal line, you got to smell that thing and not be denied. But he really ran it up in there hard.
And again, Allen, Notre Dame going with a power set. Extra tight ends, no wide receivers in the game. Lone running back. And that is Travis Thomas, and he spins off, and he's going to go in. A great play by Thomas. He banged into the right side of the Navy defense, was stopped but not down, spun off, came near side, right side, and ran in untouched. 46 yards, 12 plays, and the Irish take back the lead 13-7.
Well, I mean, the thing that impressed me the most about that drive is just the fact that they weren't going to be denied. They weren't going to waste this series. And I think that run by Travis Thomas was indicative. Stopped in the backfield, spun off of 2 guys, and just was not going to be denied. Make sure he ran into the end zone.
Now the freshman place kicker, Brandon Walker, on the field for Notre Dame, looking to left foot the ball for a 14th point of the day. Extra point is hit hard and hit through. And with 8:59 to play in the first half, Notre Dame now leads the Navy 14-7. That touchdown by Notre Dame means another lucky listener is going to be winning a $50 gift certificate from the Home Depot. For your chance to win on official rules, log on to www.homedepot.com/touchdownirish. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends December 1st, 2007. Notre Dame 14, Navy 7. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Back to Notre Dame Stadium. This is Don Criqui with 8:59 left to play in the first half, and the Irish, Alan Pinkett, go out in front 14-7 on a 12-play, 46-yard drive.
Yeah, they needed to keep Navy chasing, so mission accomplished.
Here is the kickoff, a short spinning kickoff coming up on the ball. It's fumbled to the 20, picked up. Zerbin Singleton finds open field and gets to the 37-yard line of Navy. And there the Mids will go right to left, first down, trailing Notre Dame by 7. So the Irish have led Navy 7-0 and now 14-7. Kyle McCarthy making this tackle for Notre Dame.
You know, and Notre Dame's had a quarter now to see the offense of Navy, so they should be acclimated.
Right now a break in the action. Notre Dame 14, Navy 7. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. A reminder to stay tuned for the Granger halftime report with Jeff Jeffers, a recap of first half action, and check the college football scoreboard. Right now, Navy ready to go on offense. 1st and 10, down to Notre Dame 14-7, pitch back far side. Zerbin Singleton is leveled as he gets ahead for a gain of about 3 yards to the Navy 40-yard line. 2nd and 7. Zerbin Singleton hit hard by David Bruton. The Granger halftime report brought to you by Granger. Visit Granger.com. One-stop site for all your industrial needs. Granger for the ones who get it done. And we welcome Lisa and Mike Bowman from Granger Industrial Supply. So right now, Navy has the ball in their white and gold uniforms, trailing the Irish by 7. 2nd and 7, Navy at the Navy 40. Here is a pitch back far side. Singleton, he can run fast, and he breaks it for a first down on the far sideline and knocked out of bounds at about the 49, almost the 50-yard line. So it is a first down for Navy, and the Mids have it out to midfield with 8:10 to play in the first half.
You know, Kaipo did a good job that time of waiting till the very last second to make the pitch. Almost Anthony Vernaglia almost able to make a hit on him, but it created a nice running lane for the running back for him to get the first down.
And Allen, with these Mids lacking size, they make up for in quickness. Very, very fast, quick change of direction backs. Here is a Kaipo pitch back near side. Notre Dame going after the runner, and he breaks free and gets ahead inside the 40 for a first down. Sean White Takes it down to the 38-yard line of Notre Dame, who was almost knocked down in the backfield. Finally, Maurice Crum and the 300-pound Ian Williams knock him down. But it's first down for Navy.
2 missed tackles in the backfield. Joe Brockington was one of them, Brian Smith the other. And when these guys watch film tomorrow, they're going to be disappointed because that was an opportunity to really set that offense back of Navy.
14-7 Notre Dame, 7:50 to play first half. Navy moving the ball at the Notre Dame 38-yard line. Here is a fullback dive, and the carry by Adam Ballard is good for a couple of yards to the Notre Dame 37. So Ballard, who hasn't gotten much work so far, it's gone mostly to the other fullback, Eric Kitani. Ian Williams then knocks him down. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, all the running backs in Navy saying the ball ain't heavy, give it to me. But they carry it plenty of times, all for good average. But good job that time by Notre Dame. 2nd and 9 now, which is the position you want to put Navy in.
Navy trying to end the Notre Dame winning streak, which has reached 43 years. Here is a handoff, pitchback now. It goes to Sean White, and he breaks it for a first down. Has the good fake up the middle. Notre Dame reading the fullback, makes a knockdown on him, but the pitch goes on a good fake by the quarterback. And finally, David Bruton makes the tackle on the right side, and it is a first down for the Navy at the Notre Dame 26-yard line.
You know, you got to be careful on defense because you're playing hard, reading keys, and they're still stinging you with these runs. Don't want to lose your composure. Know that you still have to trust your keys, read your keys, and you're still going to be able to make a play.
Sean White's been making plays. 5 carries now for him for 43 yards for the Mids. First down. Here is a fake, and now looking to throw, firing to the end zone. Long ball downfield, and it's incomplete. Notre Dame had it well covered. Diving for the ball in the end zone was Tyree Barnes, a junior wide receiver. So the Mids throw infrequently. That is just the second pass of this day. They are 1 for 2 for 14 yards.
Tom Zibikowski on coverage turned a little late and was not able to locate the ball. Tyree Barnes actually made a good play coming underneath of Tom Zibikowski, but only able to get one hand. These wide receivers are more like wide blockers.
Yeah, they are. They block downfield. That's part of running this triple option offense. 2nd and 10. Here is a pitch back near side, looking to run with the ball and getting the corner turned is Reggie Campbell. And he's down to the Notre Dame 19-yard line. Joe Brockington knocks him out of bounds. Navy backs, Allen, not big. Urban Singleton's 5'8", 164. Reggie Campbell is listed at 5'6", 165. Sean White not big, but they are all fast, and they're tough.
Yeah, they are tough. The only crew in the nation shorter than me. So I like seeing the short guys get after it. They really can't hide behind the linemen either because the linemen are short. I mean, but you got to admire the effort of this Naval Academy, the midshipmen. They just, with speed and precision, they used all of their tools.
Notre Dame leading 14-7, but Navy driving with 5:54 to play. Here is the quarterback keep, and Kaipo is hit hard as he gets to the 14-yard line, but on a 3rd and 3, he gets 4. And as a first down for Navy as Justin Brown knocks him down. Yeah. Notre Dame missing a big opportunity to go up by 2 touchdowns early in the game when after leading 7-0, they took over the ball at the Navy 30 on a midshipman fumble. But on a 4th down field goal try, a fake, Navy stopped Notre Dame's run attempt. And now Navy, after tying the game, finds themselves down again by 7 to the Irish. But Navy's driving. First down at the Notre Dame 15. Here is a handoff to the fullback. Adam Ballard runs the ball, not for very much. Gets to about the 13-yard line. Ian Williams again on the stop along with Trevor Laws. Pat Coons has not been back on the field since he was shaken up earlier. He came off under his own power, but they apparently are holding him out for the rest of the half.
And Ian Williams doing a fine job with that big body, just taking up space in the middle, making it hard for the fullback to go anywhere. And it also allows the rest of the defense to collapse on the fullback.
Navy has run 29 times in the first half for 136 yards. Again, they go to the fullback, and Notre Dame makes the stop on Ballard, but he does get plus yards again, close to the the Notre Dame 8-yard line. That was on a second down run, so now it's 3rd and about 4 for Navy.
You mentioned how many yards that Navy had. They averaged 343 per game. That's the best in the country. But against Notre Dame the last 2 years, they've been around 250. So, I mean, that's right on track for Notre Dame to have a shot at winning, is to keep them below 300.
Navy looking to become the first team ever to lead the nation in rushing 3 straight years. Third down, and here is Nhata. Pitch back, they go to Sean White, and he takes it in. Pitch back far side, right side, and Notre Dame gives up a touchdown run, and Navy again with an extra point of tying the game as a Notre Dame defender was shaken up on the play. Looks like it might be Joe Brockington, a linebacker.
You know,
he's up on one knee.
Right, with these guys cutting all over the place, you got to keep your head on the swivel. You know, and they're legal blocks, but they get down on you low, and you just have to watch yourself. But Sean White, what a great run! Just spreading them out wide, and then finding his lane and getting vertical in a hurry, and got a real good block from Paul Bridgers. So Navy executing it. If there's one positive thing, they scored and left some time on the clock for Notre Dame to run their offense, and that's important because to open up the second half, Navy gets the football.
Joe Brockington apparently all right. He's coming off for at least a play, trotting off. And now the extra point attempt after the touchdown run by Navy. And it will tie the game, if good, with 4:06 to play in the first half. Joey Bullen is the place kicker for the Navy. Senior place kicker. Last week he fooled Delaware with a fake field goal attempt and threw a 30-yard pass. And here is the extra point spun up and good. It's wide right, but Notre Dame might have jumped offside. Well, Navy will get another chance.
Yeah, it looked like Notre
Lambert.
Dame. Yep.
Officials huddle at the 7-yard line, and here comes the referee, Tom DeJoseph.
Offside. Defense, number 20.
That's what happens when you 1-7. You know, those little teeny detail mistakes
Do they expect to block an extra point? Well, it was a very poorly conceived defensive play by Lambert, who was well offside before the snap of the ball even. Navy missed the extra point, but now they'll get a second chance. And the odds are enormous. The game will be tied with 4:06 to play. First half, Notre Dame leading 14-13. Snap, set down, extra point good. So a mistake by Notre Dame cost the Irish and gives Navy a chance to get a second extra point try. And the Mids have tied the game at 14-all. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Today's broadcast of Notre Dame football on Westwood One is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Westwood One is strictly prohibited. So the midshipmen drive down the field and score the tying touchdown for a second time. It's now 14-all. As Navy just went to 63 yards in 11 plays, and Navy's rushing yards now 31 carries, 149 yards in the first half. Irish have run 17 times for about half that.
Yeah, right on track is Navy right now, but they left enough time on the clock for Notre Dame to run down, and it's imperative they score because Navy gets the football back to begin the second half.
Bullen kicks off right to left, a directional kick, a high spinning kick. It'll come to an up back. It is taken there by Golden Tate, and he loses the ball. May have fumbled it. We'll see who has the ball. There's a fight for the ball, a scrum of enormous proportion. Navy signaling they have the ball. Let's see what the official says. Everybody's still waiting. A fight at the bottom of the pile. Now Notre Dame saying they have the ball.
If so,
and they do. Irish keep the ball, living dangerously.
Dodged a bullet. You know, the quickest way to get on the bench is to drop that ball on the ground.
Looked like it might have been Robert Hughes who fumbled the ball. He was in to block. Now it's actually Golden Tate who had the ball, and Notre Dame gets it back, and right now the ball's at the Notre Dame 45-yard line. Navy has turned it over once in this game on a fumble in the first quarter, but Notre Dame could not get any points starting a drive at the Navy 30. 14-14 is the score. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Navy has come from 7 points behind a second time this day and has tied the game now at 14-all. Notre Dame is starting this drive from the Irish 45-yard line, moving left to right in the bright gold helmets, blue jerseys, gold pants. Evan Sharpley is starting at quarterback today, and he's gone the whole first half, 7 of 11 throwing the ball for 42 yards. Here's a quick out again. They go to the near side, and again, Navy's all over it. Notre Dame does not throw the ball downfield. They throw to David Grimes, and a freshman, Kevin Edwards, just eats the play alive.
Yeah, Edwards had a nice jump on the play. He's got a huge cushion. I guess the only thing you can do is get it out there sooner, or the receiver have to be a little more creative and know which angle the defensive back is attacking from and maybe spin out of that thing. But that one went for negative yards.
I find it quite amazing. Notre Dame does not throw the ball down the middle of the field. Right now they have 2 wide receivers set to the left on a 2nd down and 11. Here is Sharpley, play faking, rolls to the near side, takes a look down the middle, dumps the ball off to a tight end, Ragone, and he's close to midfield. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 6, just short of midfield. 14-14 is the score. Good play fake by Sharpley, but still short dump-off passings. They've hit nothing down the field throwing the ball.
Yeah, and having said that, I believe it's going to be 4-down territory if they don't get the first down right here. You know, just too important a series. Don't want to waste a series, but they bring in some height now on the outside.
This is a Navy defense that's given up 52 points on the average over the last 3 games. Right now it's 14-all late in the first half. Sharpley with 3rd down and 5, takes a quick drop, throws over the middle. It's caught, and it's a tight end catch by John Carlson for a first down to the Navy 42. Carlson stopped by a linebacker, Wimstat, but Carlson gets separation downfield.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be the go-to guy in this offense with as many holes as there are, and he's a sure-handed receiver. You know, that time he was able to get the ball quick enough where he could react and advance the ball upfield.
And now Notre Dame sends 2 big receivers to the left, 6'5 Kamara, 6'4 Paris. David Grimes wide to the right. Lone setback. Armando Allen, and here is a handoff to Allen. He shoots into the Navy defense on a first down carry down close to the 37-yard line. A gain of about 5 on the play. Defensive end Michael Walsh making the stop for the mids. 2nd down and 5, but time a factor now. Inside 2 minutes to play.
No doubt about it. Notre Dame being very methodical, but you want to get down and score. They've got quick strike capability if they go at the middle of the field and take advantage of the mismatches in the secondary.
Notre Dame with 3 wide receivers on the game. We'll see if there's a mismatch out there now. Sharpley's due to go long pretty soon. Here is Sharpley. He's going to get sacked unless he gets it away. He screens to the left side, Armando Allen. He comes inside the 35-yard line, works the far sideline, and goes out of bounds with a first down. Navy coming with a big rush, but sensing it was the Notre Dame quarterback Sharpley running to his right. The near side he spun and then screened the ball over to Armando Allen, and Notre Dame gets a first down on the play.
You know, that's the thing that made it work, the bootleg action on the screen, because all their other screens have been straight dropbacks, allowing the guy who's covering the back to just come up and get him before the linemen have a chance. But that time with the bootleg action, the guy covering the back actually rolled with the quarterback and created space.
And in the space was Armando Allen with some screen blockers in front of him, a 9-yard gain, 1:29 to play in the half, 14-all. Notre Dame inside the Navy 30-yard line. Here is Sharpley dropping to throw. Lots of time. Throws down the field. And another poorly thrown ball by Sharpley, missing a wide-open receiver in George West. He was wide open at the 8-yard line over the middle of the field, and Sharpley missed him completely.
Tried to thread the needle right there. A guy in between he and George West probably distracted George West or blinded him a little bit, but the ball not thrown in a spot that was going to be catchable. The good thing it does do is stop the clock, though.
It is stopped with 1:24 left to play in the first half. Tie game, 14-all. Notre Dame moving left to right on a bright sunny day in northern Indiana. Temperature in the low 50s. Game tied 14-all as just Sharpley takes the snap. Play fakes, takes a look, stands in. Now he's going to run, has room to go, and takes it inside the 20-yard line, and it looks like he has a first down for Notre Dame at the 17-yard line. Sharpley, a good athlete. He was both the football player of the year and the baseball player of the year in the state of Michigan as a senior in Marshall, Michigan. That time he runs well on a broken play.
Well, and he did a good job keeping himself alive, used his athletic ability to get the first down. No slide, and you would expect one from the baseball player of the year, but he made sure he got his team a first down.
Got 11 yards on the carry. Sharpley now with 3 carries for 21 yards. And now he has an open backfield, 5 wideouts in the game. On first down, Sharpley drops, takes a look. Here comes the rush. Sharpley's going to run again. He's inside the 15-yard line and all the way down close to the 13. Navy hunting the football hard as they hit Sharpley, throwing forearms at the ball, but Nate Frazier gets him down but could not free the ball. And that now leaves just 36 seconds to play in the first half.
And they'll probably call a timeout here just so they can regroup and come up with some type of game plan to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they do, Alan. 32 seconds left. Notre Dame calls a timeout. And now, with the score, Notre Dame 14, Navy 14, and the Irish driving. There's a timeout on the field. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. When in South Bend, stay at the Waterford Estates Lodge, a great hotel just 1 mile from the Notre Dame campus. They have a terrific Irish pub, Bridget's, where they hold a pregame party on all football weekends, and it's a condo hotel. So if you get to South Bend often, you can actually own a room and a piece of Irish tradition. Check it out at waterfordestateslodge.com. Notre Dame 14, Navy 14. 32 seconds to play in the first half, and the Irish have the ball. 2nd down and 6 at the Navy 13-yard line.
And when you think about the plays that Notre Dame can run in this area of the field, one that really sticks out to me is one they ran to Jeff Samardzija a lot last year, one they've run successfully to Robbie Paris, where they fake the handoff and then the receiver comes over the middle. They also have the ability to run the fade. They split the wide receivers out wide so they can run the slant. They got a lot of room to do a lot of things.
And Notre Dame does have 1 timeout remaining, so Sharpley, if he throws the ball here, which he probably will, can use the whole field. 2nd down and 5, actually, where they have the ball marked at the 13-yard line of Navy in this tie game. Here is Sharpley taking a look. He's sacked back at the 24-yard line. Navy came with a full blitz, and Notre Dame couldn't block it, led by Michael Walsh. And now the game clock is down to 20 seconds, and Notre Dame, for reasons unexplained, is letting the clock run. Now they call a timeout with 18 seconds left. That's the first sack of the game.
Well, and that's the first time Navy has blitzed. The Navy's been playing that read and react type of thing, but they come with the blitz, and Notre Dame can't protect it.
Ball at the 21-yard line of Navy, but now a 3rd down and 13 comes up. Game is tied, 14 all, 18 seconds to play in the half. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Notre Dame and Navy are tied 14-14. Irish out of timeouts. They have the ball after the Navy sack of Sharpley. 3rd down and 12 is the official spot. And the ball is at the 21-yard line of Navy.
And it looks like they've got that formation where they're going to max protect, probably send 2 guys out, Navy in a cover 2. And so can Robbie Paris or Duval Kamar beat their individual guys, and can the safeties help out for Navy with a max protected deal?
You talk, Alan, about soft coverage. Kevin Edwards, the freshman cornerback for Navy, is playing almost 14 yards off of Robbie Paris to the near side. Does not want to get beat deep. So Notre Dame out of timeouts. The game tied. 18 seconds to play in the first half. It's 14-14. Evan Sharpley, the quarterback. He's hit 11 of 16 for 64 yards. He drops to throw. Fires downfield. He's got a man. It's caught, and Notre Dame scores. Beautifully done. A strike to Duval Kamar on the far side. Sidesteps a Navy defender and steps in, and the Irish with their best play of this day, a 21-yard touchdown throw with just 12 seconds left in the half.
You know, the freshman, Kevin Edwards, was on Duval Kamar, tried to jam him, and Duval Kamar did a great job of avoiding the jam, and then made another great play after he caught the ball to step inside the safety and walk in the end zone.
So Sharpley, who's missed some open receivers, makes his best throw of this day, and it comes at an opportune time for the Irish. And now the point after attempt by Brandon Walker, the left-footed freshman kicker from Findlay, Ohio, and he booms the ball down and through. So the Irish will kick off to the mids with 12 seconds to play in the first half. That touchdown by Notre Dame means another lucky listener is going to be winning a $50 gift card from the Home Depot. For your chance to win on official rules, log on to www.homedepot.com/touchdownirish. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends December 1st, 2007, 21-14 Notre Dame.
Yeah, and that touchdown was big, and with 12 seconds left, I wouldn't be surprised. And, they might not do it, but why not try the onside kick, get the ball again and take another shot deep? You got height advantage. You've got athletic advantage over Navy, because knowing that Navy is going to get this ball to start the second half, it just gives Notre Dame an opportunity to create some separation that they desperately need against this Navy team. You've got them chasing now, but you need a 2-score lead to really put Navy at the disadvantage.
And that was, Alan, one of Notre Dame's best offensive plays of this season. A tight spiral on the sure hands of the freshman Duval Kamara, and then an excellent run after catch by Kamara to complete a 21-yard touchdown pass play with time almost out in the first half. Now Notre Dame kicks off with 12 seconds left. Irish leading 21-14. A good kick inside the 10. Zurban Singleton starts up the middle of the field, crosses the 20, and he'll be taken down at about the 32-yard line, but just 5 seconds remain in the half. Kyle McCarthy, one of Notre Dame's best special teamers, makes the stop. Notre Dame so far in this game with 85 yards rushing and 85 yards passing. The midshipmen have really run the ball best. They've run the ball 31 times for 149 yards.
Well, balance on the part of Notre Dame, and Navy doing what it does best, and that's run that option. And Notre Dame at halftime needs to come up with an answer for the option pitch.
Let's see now what Kaipo, the quarterback, does. They go to the run, not wanting to risk a turnover apparently. They go to the fullback, and Kitani will take it to the Navy 41-yard line, and that's it. There ain't no more in the first half, and both teams go to the locker room. Notre Dame's late touchdown here in the second quarter gives them a 21-14 lead on the Mids at halftime.
Welcome back to Notre Dame football on Westwood One. It's time for the keys to the second half. Brought to you by Chevrolet, the official car and truck of Notre Dame Athletics. Once again, here's Don Crickey and Alan Pinkett.
Thank you. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, a field bathed in sunlight on this Indian summer day in northern Indiana. The Irish coming back out, and so are the midshipmen now, as Notre Dame scoring late in the second quarter to take a 21-14 halftime lead. And Alan, Weiss has been good over his career, both with the Giants and the Patriots, and now the Irish, in making halftime adjustments. What do you think they might be?
Well, I mean, it's tough to stop the nation's best rushing attack. Nobody else has, but I think one of the keys is definitely going to be create a turnover. Well, how do you do that? You be physical with this group of guys. You're bigger than they are. You're faster than they are. I think they just have to be more physical. And from a technical standpoint, I think that they might want to go to nickel. With nickel, you eliminate one linebacker, but you have a faster person in there. And I think with nickel, you've got 4 down linemen that enable the defense to get penetration on that offensive line, which may disrupt the timing. So create a turnover, be physical, and maybe switch up the defense. Or what I see are the keys.
Well, an interesting stat during the Charlie Weiss era as head coach of Notre Dame, the Irish are 15-1. when they've led at the half.
That's why we love statistics, but I think Notre Dame is up right now. They need to figure out a way to get a stop so that they can then get the ball back. They're not going to be stopped by this Navy defense unless they stop themselves and create separation so that they make Navy chase.
Well, the Navy will get the ball to start the third quarter. Notre Dame took the opening kickoff and marched 69 yards. In 9 plays, freshman Robert Hughes on the payoff end with the first score of the day. But the big shortcoming of Notre Dame and the big stop for the midshipmen came when Notre Dame took over the ball at the Navy 30-yard line after a fumble. But the Irish came away with no points.
Missed opportunity there, without a doubt, because that was a chance they had to really step on Navy and put them in a position where maybe they have to throw the ball a little bit.
Notre Dame in blue and gold, ready to kick off left to right, north to south. Here at sold-out Notre Dame Stadium, over 80,000. A high spinning kick carries down to the 6-yard line. Here is Zurban Singleton running with the ball up the middle of the field, and he is taken down at the 31-yard line. And that's where the Mids will start first and 10. It was interesting, that 185-yard drive by the Mids, a 19-play drive. Every snap was a run play. No passing in that drive.
Not surprising. This Navy team in 2004 in the Emerald Bowl had a 26-play drive that took 14 minutes. They took up an entire quarter beating New Mexico. So that ball control offense, that's why you can't waste a series.
Now they're going to officially mark his forward progress back a little bit at the 34-yard line. And let's see what Navy with Kaipo Kiahaka and Hara, their junior quarterback from Hawaii, does. Very sure-handed, managing the game with this triple option offense. It's a first down call. And here is a give to the fullback, and he breaks ahead for good yards. Straight ahead at Notre Dame, Eric Kitani is ahead for a gain of 7 yards to the Navy 42-yard line.
He gets those 7 yards in a hurry. Just no fair dodging, puts his head down low, good forward body lean, doesn't get tackled by the first person that hits him, good leg drive. I mean, this is a fullback that could play for a lot of schools across the country.
Navy, a 43-game losing streak to Notre Dame, dating back to 63 when the great Roger Staubach led the Mids to their last win over Notre Dame. Here is another fullback give. And again, Katani with both arms on the ball drives ahead for a first down, got about 3 out to the Navy 35-yard line. Dwight Stevenson was the first to hit him.
Yeah, Dwight Stevenson did a good job of just throwing his man off and come back to make the tackle. A shorter gain, but it still allowed him to have a first down. And Navy, that's what they do best, get first downs.
They do. They run the clock. This is the opening drive of the second half. Notre Dame leading 21-14. Navy, here's a pitch back far side, running with the ball, and Notre Dame comes up on the run and makes the stop after a very short gain. Sean White, who averaged 8 yards a carry in the first half, with over 8 yards a carry, 6 carries for 51 yards. But that time, Kyle McCarthy shuts him down after a gain of 1.5 yards.
Yeah, and I think one adjustment that was made, Darren Walls, the corner, attacked the pitch this time, made the running back redirect, and allowed the pursuit to come up and get him. That's why Kyle McCarthy had a chance to make a play and limit the gain.
Darren Walls, the sophomore, is the left side cornerback for Notre Dame. Right side cornerback is Terrell Lambert. And here is the snap. Again, it's a pitch back. This time it's to the near side, and Navy gets some yards, and the Irish will stop it at about the 48-yard line. Reggie Campbell runs. He's thrown way back, but the forward progress of Campbell is to the Notre Dame 47 or 8-yard line. And that'll bring up third down at about 3. Zabikowski, the tackler.
And a good form tackle that time. Didn't take the move of Reggie Campbell and was able to drive him back, but they gave him his forward progress. But here we are in this third down situation. Navy good on 71% of their third downs in the first half.
What the Mids lack in size, they make up for in quickness. That is their strong suit in this deceptive triple option offense. Third down and 3 for Navy. Notre Dame in the lead 21-14, and here is Inhata keeping himself. Breaks into open field and gets straight ahead for a first down to the Notre Dame 36-yard line. A keeper by the quarterback and a good gain on the play as Inhata runs the ball to the Notre Dame 36-yard line.
Well, I mean, it's a tough play to defend because the fullback goes through, the defense collapses on him. It creates a hole for the quarterback to run through. And when you've got a nifty quarterback who's got good quickness, he can get up in the hole and get a lot of yards.
Well, he got 12 on that play on the quarterback keep. Nicely done by Kaipo, the quarterback. Now Navy down by 7 points in the third quarter with a first down. And here is a whistle stopping play at the snap of the ball. We'll see what the official ruling is as the clock is stopped with 12:07 left to play in the third quarter. Notre Dame and Navy meeting for the 81st time. Over the years, Notre Dame has beaten Navy 70 times. Navy's won 9. There's been one tie. The last Navy win back in 1963 when the great Roger Staubach led the Mids to a 35-14 win here at Notre Dame Stadium. Apparently it was an official timeout. There's no penalty, and Navy goes back into formation now. First down at the Notre Dame 36. Notre Dame leading 21-14. Here is a fake and a handoff. The fullback keeps Katani, and he's ahead for a gain of about 3 or 4. Close to the Notre Dame 33-yard line. Brockington makes the stop, along with Ian Williams, a 300-pound freshman who's becoming more and more of a force, Alan.
He is, with that big body in there, 300 pounds. You know, you run the 3-4, you just have to be a big body, take up space, be a run stopper. And I think Ian Williams provides that necessary size to limit that fullback run.
One thing, the punters have taken the day off here at Notre Dame Stadium, and this ball control offensive Navy running a lot of clock. And here again is a fullback lead as Catani dives close to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 at the Notre Dame 30. 2 big linemen for Notre Dame, Trevor Laws and Ian Williams, make the stop.
Trevor Laws' name we haven't heard that much today. He's usually a force leading the nation in tackles among interior linemen, having really a great year, but really has not been, a standout player today against Navy.
Navy is 6 of 8 converting 3rd downs. They need 4 on this 3rd down from the Notre Dame 30. Here's the snap. And it is Inhata pitching back, running far wide, and diving does not get to the marker. Short of the first down is Shun White. Good play by Kyle McCarthy as he makes the play. And that's going to bring up 4th down and along about 3 yards to go for the first down. So it's 4th and 3 for Navy at the Notre Dame 29-yard line. Irish lead 21-14. This is the opening drive of the second half.
Well, good job stopping Navy on that 3rd down. Notre Dame more of an attack mode when the pitch is occurring. Not as many lanes for Navy to run through, but big one here.
Navy going for it on 4th down. They need a short 3. They went for it once on 4th down in the first half and made it. And going with a long count, looking to get the Irish to jump. They're not buying. Now he calls a timeout. So Notre Dame's defense, patient and poised, awaits the snap. And Hada going with the long count, looking for a jump, and it'll be a timeout with 9:44 to play in the 3rd quarter. Notre Dame 21, Navy 14. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
Jeff Jeffers back at Notre Dame Stadium along with Alan Pinkin and Don Cricky. Time for a State Farm Student Athlete of the Week, honoring those who excel not only on the field, but also in the classroom. This week's honoree is Barry Gallup, a wide receiver, a sophomore from Wellesley, Mass. He's enrolled in the Mendoza College of Business. His GPA is 3.6. Congratulations, Barry. The State Farm Student Athlete of the Week brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Will it be the fullback, the quarterback, a pitch, a sweep? 4th and 2. Here's Don Cricky.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, Navy's quarterback makes the read on the snap of the opposing defense and then makes a decision. As Paul Johnson, the coach, says, we don't game plan to get the ball in any certain guy's hands. Everything we do is based on how the other team's defense is aligned. 4th down and 3. They go to the fullback, and he breaks through and makes it on the second effort. And actually, Inhata kept the ball, faked to his fullback. And so Navy gets it on 4th down for a second try today.
Well, it's going to be close, too,
Notre Dame now is pointing at 3rd ball. If they figured he was stopped short, but no, the spot's definitely Navy's. It's a first down.
Yeah, right across
where
the
it
line.
had to be.
Yep.
He gets the spot at the 20 and just inside the 26-yard line. They're bringing the chains out with 9:39 to play in the 3rd quarter. The chains are stretched out. It's first down, Navy.
Well, I mean, this offense is designed to get 4 yards a crack, and that's just about what they got, just a little below 4 yards. So it's imperative you put them in situations that are 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5, because then you are testing the limits of the option.
This is the 10th play of the drive. First down, Navy. Mids trail Notre Dame, 21-14. Here's the snap. It is a pitch back far side, and again Navy breaks a good gain on a pitch back to Shun White, who's been eating up the Notre Dame defense. White with his 9th carry now for 64 yards. 7 yards a carry. Kyle McCarthy gets him down, but inexorably Navy drives the ball down the field at the Notre Dame 15-yard line. First down, Navy. Irish lead 21-14.
And that time, Navy able to get somebody out on Darren Walls, the corner, who last time when they ran the pitch was able to come up and force the play.
There have been no punts in this game. First down, Navy. Mids down by 7 in white and gold. Here is a fake and a give to the fullback, a slant run into the left side of the Notre Dame defenses for plus yards close to the 9-yard line. Eric Kitani, a junior, makes the run, and Brockington and Kyle McCarthy stop him. The triple option offense, as you know well, Alan, you get the fullback dive option, the quarterback keep option, the pitch to the slot back, and rarely the pass downfield. And Hada's thrown twice in this game. Completed one for 14 yards.
He's 50%, so he'll take that for the day.
Second down for Navy. Second down and a long 4 at the Notre Dame 10. Here's a pitch back near side. Reggie Campbell reads his blocks, works inside, gets to the 5, and close to a first down. The stop by Zibikowski, so if he got there to the 5 on a second down carry, it would be a first down and goal for Navy at the Notre Dame 5. It's going to be a last at-bat game. Last team to get the ball might win this.
I believe so. Navy, because of its porous defense, allows Notre Dame success on offense, and Navy on offense, just a group that's tough to stop. And they've got this thing close to the 5-yard line. They tried to run to the wide side of the field and utilize Reggie Campbell's speed, but Notre Dame did a good job of stringing it out.
Navy looking to become the first team ever to lead NCAA Division I football in rushing 3 straight years. Now it is a 3rd and short for Navy, less than a yard, close to the Notre Dame 5-yard line. And here is Inhata keeping the ball himself, and he is ahead for a first down inside the 5 to almost to the 4. First and goal there from Navy. And soon to come, a pitch to Shun White to the right side.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The thing about getting the first down, having such a short 3rd down, 4 shots from the 3-yard line, which any offensive coordinator would love those odds. 4 shots from the line. And Notre Dame has not come up with an answer for the pitch.
Navy, Allen, so far has run the ball 45 times in this game for 220 yards. First and goal, midshipmen. They're down by 7 to Notre Dame, 3rd quarter. Handoff, driving down close to the goal line. Stopped just short is Eric Katani, who should go in on the next play because the Navy fullbacks are never stopped for a loss. Not any. Once
right.
this season, over 200 carries.
That's right. That's a very good statistic. And give credit to the offensive line for that, too, because they get a good push initially so that the fullback does not have to deviate his course through the hole.
Anton Harper is the Navy center. Gaskins and Gabbard are the guards. Meek and McGinn the tackles. Here is a handoff, fullback dive down to the goal line, and a linesman comes in with a touchdown signal. So again, Navy goes down the field on a long, extended drive using a good part of the 3rd quarter. 15-play, 66-yard drive, all on the ground, and Navy again within an extra point of tying the game for a 3rd time.
Well, just a tough offense to stop. Navy in the second half has scored 6 out of 9 times on its opening possession. So true to form, tough group.
Joey Bullen puts the extra point. He missed it. It hit the upright. He missed one earlier, remember, but Notre Dame's Carell Lambert had jumped offside, and Navy got a second chance. But this time, the upright is hit by Bullen. A missed extra point, and the Irish lead 21-20. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. The 2007 Heisman winner will be announced in just a few weeks. Be part of the excitement of the Heisman Memorial Trophy celebration, December 10th in New York City. You can join the excitement of the Heisman Trophy dinner with this year's Heisman winner and celebrate the anniversaries of former Heisman greats John David Crow, Herschel Walker, and Charles Woodson. Don't miss your chance to attend the big event surrounding the college football's most prestigious award. Log on to www.heisman.com or call 212-425-7000. The 2007 Heisman Trophy dinner. Be part of the Heisman history. I'm on that committee, as you know, Alan, be emceeing the dinner, and I think it's pretty wide open.
Yeah, it's going to be tough this year trying to single someone out because there have been a number of good performances, and with the parity in college football and so many great players, I don't know how you come up with one person that stands out more than another. I think one guy that's starting to make a case is that kid out in Oregon, that quarterback
Dennis Dixon. Certainly the quarterback at Boston College having a terrific year. Ryan, and there's a lot of good players out there. A lot of times the Heisman is decided early. A great performance on national television and a big win to catapult somebody to the front. Best recipe to win the Heisman, be the best player on the best team. Pro scouts say that Glenn Dorsey of LSU, a defensive tackle, might be the number 1 pick in the next draft, although he is injured right now. Right now, with this game, a 21-20 game, Notre Dame Navy kicks off. A high spinning kick hit downfield. Notre Dame will run it back from the 5. This is Armando Allen. Up the middle of the field, breaks into open field. He's out across the 30 and out to the 33-yard line. A 28-yard return. Ram Vela makes the stop for the Navy as the Navy defense sprints out onto the field. And now Notre Dame with advantage, a 1-point lead on the missed extra point by Bullen of Navy.
But they cannot acknowledge that lead. They have to treat this game like it's still a tie score because they have to go down and score and create the separation.
Notre Dame with 2 wide receivers in the game in blue and gold moving left to right. Here's a pitch back. Aldridge moves down and takes a look at the Navy defense, and they shut down the run. Kuhar Pitters, a senior defensive end, runs down the play for a very limited gain, maybe to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from there for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't like to run, Don. You know, running a pitch on guys that are faster than you are, you know, use your strength, which is going straight ahead, between the tackles. They can't be stopped going between the tackles.
Navy giving up 52 points a game over the last 3 games. Notre Dame leading 21-20 today. Here is James Aldridge with a power run. He's ahead for a gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 as Blake Carter brings him down. Aldridge, troubled by ankle sprain, missed the Southern California game, but he's back in good form today as he's been Notre Dame's leading rusher in the game.
You know, and that ankle, that's something you got to watch, you know, because if you're concerned about an injury, that will lead to fumbleitis. So you can't go in there till you have confidence that ankle's 100%.
And a dreaded disease it is, that fumbleitis. Here is the pitch to and a diving run by Aldridge, and he gets the 1st down. Almost fumbled the pitch to the left side, the far side, then grabbed the ball, put his head down, made a tackler miss. And he's finally taken down, but on 3rd and 3, he gets 5.
Yeah, and, you know, when he decided to go vertical, he put his foot on the gas, Don, and was not going to be denied. And a nice collision right across the first down marker.
You were saying something earlier, Alan. You played against Navy 4 times about how hard the mids play no matter what the score.
They don't quit.
And here is a handoff. Again, it's Aldridge. He tries the middle of the Navy defense, gets plus yards to midfield, a gain of 4 on a 1st down carry. Making the stop was cornerback Blake Carter. Notre Dame now going on an extended drive. No punts in this game. 4:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. The clock running and the Irish leading 21-20.
You know, I think Charlie's being methodical right here. Number 1, because the lanes are there for the running. Number 2, give his defense a rest.
Yeah, the Notre Dame now running some clock as the Irish go from midfield. On 2nd down, right back to the run again. It's Aldridge, and he's ahead for a gain of about 3 yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from the Navy 48-yard line. Kuhar Pitters makes the stop, so Notre Dame really running a Navy strategy here. Run the ball every down, don't throw it.
Right, and you have to always be leery of the play action. You have success running the football. You want to suck those guys in and then make the fake, and you should be able to find somebody wide open.
Kumara, who caught the 21-yard touchdown play, a beautiful play late in the 1st half. He's wide to the left on this 3rd down and long 3, almost 4. Sharpley goes to the run. Notre Dame runs it, gets the 1st down. Aldridge with a tremendous run up the middle of the field, shifting the ball from right hand to left hand, and then beating a tackler and getting ahead for a big gain as Aldridge is ahead for a 14-yard gain on 3rd and 4.
You know, Aldridge is doing a good job of really waiting for the play to develop, not just running up in the line of scrimmage 100 miles an hour, reading his blocks, picking his way, and then he accelerates.
And that, Alan, was the longest run of the day for Notre Dame. You always talk about a runner needing patience, and he demonstrated it there, waiting for his blocks to develop. 1st down, Notre Dame. Irish lead by a point, 3rd quarter. Another given. Straight up the middle is Aldridge, as right now Notre Dame's offensive front with Sullivan at center, Turkovich and Olsen the guards, and Young and Duncan the tackles, blowing Navy off the ball. That was an 8-yard run on 1st down.
Well, don't think they didn't get scolded a little bit by giving up that 1 sack. So one way they can make up for it is burying the guys in front of them in the run game. That is the way you demoralize a defense more than ever, going straight up the gut.
Right now, Notre Dame sends Paris wide to the right. Will Notre Dame keep running it? This is 2nd down and 3 where they have the ball marked. Sharpley, he goes to the handoff. Again, it's Aldridge, and good defense by the Navy as they stop him for no gain. Maybe have lost a yard. He hit into the right side of the Navy defense, spun, and then was taken down by inside linebacker Irv Spencer of the Navy, and that brings up 3rd down and 4 for Notre Dame at the 29-yard line of the Navy. Irish lead 21-20 late third quarter.
Well, you pound them with Aldridge. Now they bring in Armando Allen. Still have an opportunity to run. They have run on third down here against Navy. You still have a lot of holes. They've had a lot of success with the draw, but the passing lanes are wide open also.
Notre Dame is 6 of 10 converting third downs. They are 3 of 4 converting fourth downs in this game. Here's a handoff. Armando Allen with a tremendous run. Looked like he was going to be tackled. Then he cuts back from right to left to the middle of the field, and he takes it ahead for a Notre Dame first down to the Navy 22-yard line. 1:53 to play in the third quarter. The game moving quickly, and the Irish leading Navy 21-20.
And good patience that time on the part of Armando Allen to let the play develop, then go get your hold.
Notre Dame, like Navy, quickly in and out of the huddle. This time the Irish go with a 3 wide receiver set. 2 big receivers set to the left. Sharpley with a long count. He hands off again. This is Armando Allen. He tries to cut to the outside, and Navy shuts it down. A good open field tackle by the mids. It was Ram Vela, a sophomore linebacker, and he makes the stop, and Notre Dame will now have second down and about 10 coming up.
Easy for me to see up here, but all kinds of room outside. I know that the yards are in between the tackles, but every now and then you can make the defense collapse, and Armando Allen with 4.38 speed had an opportunity there to bust that thing going outside.
He almost did, but he was taken down on a good play, and now it is second down and 10. Here is Sharpley looking to throw. Lofts the ball towards Robbie Paris, and he has it stripped away by Navy. A good defensive play by the mids. Darius Terry went up and took it away from the 6'4" Robbie Paris and knocked it down for an incomplete pass. It is 3rd and 10 Notre Dame at the Navy 23-yard line. Notre Dame leads 21-20.
Darius Terry actually made a good play. He doesn't have the height advantage. He's 5'7" to Robbie Paris being 6'4", but you don't play the receiver, you play the ball, and he got up before Robbie Paris could get up and make a play on that football.
Duval Kamara, who has the touchdown reception for Notre Dame, he is wide to the left, to the far side. It is 3rd down and 10 for Notre Dame inside the Navy 25-yard line. Irish lead by a point. Here's a throw. Incomplete. Very close to pass interference as they went to Kamara, but they ruled that the Blake Carter got there on time, not early. And so that brings up 4th down for Notre Dame at the 24-yard line of the Navy. Irish leading 21-20. 40 seconds to play in the third quarter.
One of the reasons that was incomplete is because Sharpley never took his eyes off of Kamara. He didn't influence the defense one way or the other, and that's what enabled the defender to get there on time to knock the ball down.
One of the problems with Notre Dame's long season is the absence of Brady Quinn, the 4-year starter who set 32 Notre Dame passing records. Here is a field goal try, hit down, and no good. Brandon Walker misses the field goal, and Navy gets a stop on Notre Dame and takes over the ball down by 1. 36 seconds to play in the third quarter. Notre Dame 21, Navy 20. Navy gets the ball. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Fill your closet with the latest blue and gold clothing from the Hammes Notre Dame bookstore. Shop online at ndcatalog.com. Our producer today for Westwood One, Tim Parker. Executive producer Howard Deneroff. Spotter Chuck Freeby. Stats Buck Jersey. Engineer Bill Carambellis. As we're coming to you from Notre Dame Stadium. 36 seconds to play in the third quarter. And Navy gets a stop of the Notre Dame offense and takes over the ball, trailing by 1. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffords. As Navy moving right to left in white and gold. Here's a handoff, and the fullback breaks it for a first down and more. And there's a penalty marker down. Navy was holding, it would look like. Notre Dame defensive lineman was taken down, and he didn't faint. It's coming back. It is a hold against the mids.
And a lot of times when a hole is so open, you get that many yards. It's probably because there was a takedown by someone.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
The holding call is on Paul Bridgers. And that moves the ball back to the midshipmen's 15-yard line. And will now be first down coming up First down and 20.
Big break right there, because that offense is designed to have 3 plays go over 10 yards, not over 20.
The Navy quarterback, Hypo, has thrown twice for 14 yards, 1 completion. Here's the throw to the flat, and Notre Dame makes the stop. No, they lose the receiver for the moment and then get him down after a short gain. Tyree Barnes, who they tried to hit in the end zone on one of those throws earlier, is stopped on a good play by Darren Walls, and that's it for the third quarter of play. With the score, Notre Dame 21 and Navy 20. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. With 15 minutes remaining in the game, we remind you that the start of the fourth quarter is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Last week, Joe Flacco, quarterback for the Blue Hens of Delaware, hit 75% of his throws against Navy for 461 yards and 4 touchdowns in Delaware's 59-52 win. Today, Sharpley of Notre Dame has thrown for only 85 yards through 3 quarters, hitting 12 of 19. Now, though, the pressure on the Navy offense as we start the fourth quarter, Notre Dame leading by a point, 21-20. Second down and 15 for Navy. Here is Enhada looking for a long ball, firing downfield, and it's incomplete, and here's a penalty marker thrown in. It'll be a first down for Navy. Notre Dame coach is protesting that he was making a play on the ball. They're going deep to Tyree Barnes, so Navy will get a first down on the pass interference call, a downfield throw, and interference called on Darren Walls of Notre Dame on a second and 15 play.
Well, I mean, it's been a game of breaks. Notre Dame got a great break with the holding penalties.
Defense, number 2, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And now Navy gets the break with the pass interference, and it's...
Weiss is absolutely incensed because it looked like Darren Walls was making a play on the ball. But it goes as a penalty, and Navy gets out of a hole. It's a terrible call.
Yeah, because Darren Walls was actually going for the football. He was not trying to impede the progress of the receiver.
So Navy has it first down at their 33-yard line now, trailing Notre Dame 21-20. Here is a handoff, and Notre Dame slams the brakes on fullback Adam Ballard on his carry to the left side of the Notre Dame defense. He got a yard. Darren Walls, who has just called for the penalty, comes up to make the hit on the Navy fullback.
Yeah, what you do in that situation, maybe it was a bad call, but you don't feel sorry for yourself. Now you have to become energized and go make a play and shut them down for real without the help from the officials.
A stop could win the game. Notre Dame leading by a point. Nobody has punted in this game yet. Navy now, they go to the fullback carry, and the fullback is knocked down after a gain of about 3 yards to the 37-yard line of the midshipmen. It'll be third down and 6 from there. Ian Williams making the stop for Notre Dame. Irish leading 21-20 with 14 minutes to play in the game.
You hope that Pat Kuntz is all right, but Ian Williams in his place has done a wonderful job stuffing that middle with that big 300-pound body.
Williams is a 300-pound freshman from Eldamont Springs, Florida. Getting a lot of work. He's aligned over the Navy center, Antron Harper. Third down now for Navy. They need 5. Here is a rollout. The Navy's going to throw, downfield throw. It's completed to the fullback, first down. Beautifully executed by Navy as Ballard, the fullback, is wide open, unprotected. A 16-yard gain, and the Navy drives on. Beneficiaries of a very questionable pass interference call in this drive.
Yeah, but Navy keeping the drive alive. Real good play in terms of how they ran it. They fake to the fullback. He hides in the line of scrimmage. Then he breaks into the flat. No one covering him.
Only one turnover so far in the game. That was by Navy, but Notre Dame failed to get points off it. Now Navy goes to the run, and Reggie Campbell on a first down pitch carry to the left side. The far side is knocked down at about the 38-yard line by Maurice Crum, but a good run by Campbell, and it's going to bring up second down and about 2.
That's that pitch, and I think the adjustment is Notre Dame attacking the thing. That time Ambrose Wooden comes up and attacks, but Reggie Campbell does a good job of letting the ball cross his face and get vertical.
Campbell, 8 carries now for 57 yards for the Navy. Second down and a long 2 inside the Notre Dame 40. Fullback carry, first down Navy. Adam Ballard on a slant run to the left into the Notre Dame defense, getting low, both arms on the ball. And he is ahead after the stop by Brockington for a first down. First down, Navy at the Notre Dame 35. The Irish lead 21-20. Navy with a missed extra point on its last score. And still 12:54 to play in the game.
And Notre Dame defense trying anything they can to stop this option, but Navy just too strong.
Navy has run today 52 times for 243 yards. They've passed just 4 times, completed 3. And here again is a fullback run. Notre Dame stops the fullback. A 2-yard carry by senior Adam Ballard. And Justin Brown was the lead tackler for Notre Dame. Navy working the triple option. The biggest problem with it, of course, is it's not built to come from behind, but Navy's not that far behind, only a point.
With lots of time on the clock. And Notre Dame has actually done an admirable job on first down. It's been the second down and long where Navy's come with the pitch where they get another 7 or 8 yards.
2nd and 9. The triple option is aligned. Here is a handoff again. They go to the fullback, and he is taken down as Notre Dame now is committing to the fullback, bringing linebackers into the gaps. Ian Williams, the lead tackler on Adam Ballard. And again, we have 3rd down for Navy. This is 4-down territory for the midshipmen. Down 21-20, 4th quarter.
I have no doubt about it that it's 4-down territory. It's a long 3rd down situation, but if they can put themselves in a position to maybe be 4th and 2, that's where Navy works the best.
Now this is 3rd down and 7 for Navy. Irish leading 21-20. Handoff, they go to the fullback, and they try again with the fullback dive, and again Notre Dame slams it down, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Navy. Ian Williams and Justin Brown combined on the stop on fullback Adam Ballard. Katani got all the carries in the first half. He got 17 at fullback, and now Ballard's getting 9 here in the second half. Only 20 yards gained, and Navy sends Allen a whole complement of new people on the field for this 4th down try. They're going to try a field goal. This is bogus.
Yeah, and I think you have to.
Not with this kicking game.
Right, and I think you have to also watch for the fake.
Be a long field goal attempt. 48-yarder. This is not what they're going to do, I wouldn't think. Long count. Here's the snap. They are going to kick it. The ball is spun up, and it's not close to being good. A poor effort by the Navy kicking game again, and Notre Dame does get a stop and takes over the ball with 10:37 left to play. I couldn't believe they went for it with their kicking game.
Me either.
He's missed 2 extra points, got a reprieve on 1 because Notre Dame was offside and made the second try. But he missed another. What's the difference in this game is Notre Dame leads Navy 21-20. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
10:37 left in regulation. Notre Dame stops Navy for the first time since the opening series. Let's check the Sylvania College Football Scoreboard, brought to you by Sylvania. See the world in a new light. Games in progress. Arizona leading UCLA 27-14, 6 minutes left till half. Air Force and Army are tied at 10 with 5 left in the half, while Auburn is comfortably ahead over Tennessee Tech 35-3, 10 minutes left in the game. Michigan leads Michigan State 14-3 as they near halftime, while Oklahoma State leads Texas in Stillwater 21-14, 4 minutes left till halftime. Cincinnati has taken the bloom off the rose of South Florida, 31-17, 9 minutes left till half. Here's Don Criqui.
Thank you, Jeff. And the question will persist, Alan Pinkett, that why did Navy attempt a 48-yard field goal with, at best, a very shaky kicking game?
Well, I guess it's away from touchdown Jesus. Maybe he's blowing the ball just enough to make it go across the crossbar. But I think, like you say, Don, bad decision, but opportunity for Notre Dame right here.
Still 10:37 left to play, so Notre Dame will try to run the ball and run the clock with a 1-point lead. Here is a fake now. Sharpley's going to throw it. He's hit as he releases the ball. It's incomplete. And so he play-faked Matt Wemstadt and hit him just as he released the ball, and the ball was up for grabs, and Navy D lineman had a play on it. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
But, Evans had pretty decent protection all day long, and sometimes when they block so good you get comfortable back there, you still have to have that internal clock that lets you know 1.8 seconds, ball needs to be out.
Sharpley at 12 of 19 throwing for 85 yards. That's all. Now Sharpley drops again, and he's going to be sacked. Ball's on the field. Navy has it. They pick it up. They're going in for a go-ahead touchdown. So Notre Dame with the lead eschews the run game and running the clock, and Navy might be ready to end this long losing streak to Notre Dame. What a brutal play by the Irish and a great play by the Navy.
Well, it was a jailbreak. I don't know if it was a bust on the offensive line or not, but there were so many people in the backfield that Evan Sharpley never had a chance to react. And when he was taken down, ball was stripped, and they wisely didn't just cover it up. They picked it up and scored themselves.
Chris Kuhar-Pitters picked it up. So Navy on defense, as Notre Dame with the lead in the game where nobody's punted in this game, comes out throwing the ball and gets nothing. Their quarterback gets sacked. He coughs it up, and Navy rises up and takes the lead in the game the midshipmen want more than any other. A 43-year losing streak to Notre Dame, and the Navy now leads 26-21.
Under review.
Now they're going to review the play. Let me guess. It will not be overturned. And while they check the video replay, we remind you that you can replay whatever you want, whenever you want, with Comcast Digital's video recorder. Comcast, the exclusive home of your Irish on demand. Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV today.
Well, I had the opportunity to watch the replay, and it was clearly a fumble. Michael Walsh came in and swatted the ball away from Sharpley. And I don't know if they can say anything about a tuck rule. His arm didn't go forward.
Video confirms the call on the field. Fumble, recovery, touchdown.
So Navy with a defensive touchdown comes from behind and takes the lead on Notre Dame, 26-21. Still 10:24 left to play. And the Mids, who missed an extra point earlier, will now go for two after scoring the touchdown that gave them this 5-point lead. Trying to extend it to 28-21.
Right, and I mean, smart on their part because kicking game isn't bad, and they expect Notre Dame to come back.
Navy aligns in the triple option with the slot backs to either side. Receiver comes in motion. And here is Nhata carrying the ball himself, and he is stopped short of the goal line. Now they give it to him. He looked like he was knocked down, but then the linesman comes in and says, good, this will be reviewed, I'm sure. Notre Dame saying he didn't get there. The Notre Dame players all waving. He would look clearly like he was stopped. But we'll see what the official ruling is. If it's good, it's a 28-21 game. The linesman gave him the score. Kaipo Nhata makes the stop. Navy player is down right now. And apparently there's not going to be a review. It's going to be a 2-point extra point, and the Navy now takes a 28-21 lead. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
The Hartford, a leader in financial services, did a survey of 1,001 student athletes and found out that they didn't want more information on how to download more hip-hop tunes on their iPod. No, they wanted more information on financial planning. Evidence of this fact was when this past week I attended Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Over 400 student athletes there to hear the presentation on the Playbook for Life. Anyone can download or order their free guide, The Playbook for Life, from Hartford by going to the website, which is playbook.thehartford.com. Playbook for Life, it's a great place to start.
So it looked like Kaipo, the quarterback, on a second effort, cracked the play. Notre Dame players all waved that he was stopped, but the official says no. Navy gets a 2-point conversion, and the Navy now leads 28-21. Their first lead of this day. They've trailed 3 different times, and they come from behind with a defensive touchdown after a sack of Sharpley in the subsequent fumble. Here's the kickoff. Armando Allen from the 5-yard line. He breaks it across the 20. And Navy, with excellent special teams coverage, makes the stop at the 24-yard line. Paul Johnson, the Navy coach, said, if we break the losing streak to Notre Dame, every player on our roster will live with that achievement the rest of their lives. And right now, with 10:18 left to play, let's see what Notre Dame does on offense, down by 7.
Yeah, plenty of time here to go. And I tell you, nobody from Navy is on the field.
Well, there's a timeout apparently signaled. And an official timeout with 10:18 to play. Navy 28, Notre Dame 21. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Westwood One would like to acknowledge the University of Notre Dame Athletic Department and its Team Notre Dame sponsors Chase, Coca-Cola, Comcast, McDonald's, Geico Insurance, and Xerox. Now, the thrust of this game has changed. It's the Navy defense looking to make a stop. After its last time on the field, Navy scored a defensive touchdown and has taken the lead on Notre Dame 28-21. Still 10-18 to play.
No panic, a lot of time. As a Notre Dame player, you just have to be resolved to think that, okay, we have to somehow score twice.
So many of these games, this the 81st between Notre Dame and Navy, have gone down to a final play. And here is a handoff. Notre Dame running well as they get the carry by James Aldridge, and then he is taken down after a gain of 4. At open field for the moment, then Irv Spencer closed and made the stop. Notre Dame, Allen, might not get the ball back.
You're right. Navy notorious for holding on to ball control. So take care of first things first, get some first downs, get a score, tie it up.
Clock running, 9:50 to play. Navy 28, Notre Dame 21. Sharpley at quarterback. They go back to the run. Here is Aldridge moving ahead. Gets to the 34-yard line, 33 maybe, of the Irish, and it's going to be a third down and about 2 or 3 coming up as Blake Carter makes the stop, but you have to think this is 4-down territory even in their own end.
I believe it. You just can't afford to give the ball back to Navy. So urgency on this play, and Navy playing with a lot more energy. That time a patient run by James Aldridge puts him in a nice, comfortable third down situation.
Notre Dame unable to generate pass offense. Last week they were lit up by Delaware for 461 yards and 4 touchdowns. And here is a handoff, and diving ahead for a first down is James Aldridge, head down. Clock is stopped while they move the chain markers. 461 yards and 4 touchdowns, 75% completions for Joe Flacco of Delaware last week. Today, Sharpley of Notre Dame, 12 of 20 for 85 yards. And his fumble, which was returned for the go-ahead touchdown, has been a killer so far for the Irish and a high mark of Navy's history in college football if it holds up.
It's a different Navy team than last week.
They prepare all year for this game, and here now is another handoff, and nothing gained as Notre Dame goes to the run, and 8:41 left to play, the clock running. Aldridge runs. Kuhar Pitters, who will be a famous name in Navy football lore because he ran in the fumble for the go-ahead touchdown. He makes the stop. Now it's 2nd and 10 Notre Dame.
Notre Dame probably go to the passing game in this situation. Haven't heard John Carlson's name in a long time.
John Carlson's been very quiet in the game. The Notre Dame tight end, 2 catches for just 15 yards. Here is a play fake. Sharpley rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He throws the ball. Now he's sacked. He doesn't even get it away as Sharpley is being eaten alive by the Navy defense. So maligned, a defense that has given up 52 points a game over the last 3 games. Today they've sacked Sharpley 3 times. And now Notre Dame has a 3rd down and 17 coming up, trailing 28-21 to Navy. The ball back at the Notre Dame 28-yard line. The Irish have to get to their 46-yard line for a first down.
The indecision on the part of Sharpley caused that. Whenever you're rolling out, you throw the ball away. You do not take the sack.
Sharpley has to hit a downfield throw. Notre Dame is now giving up pass rush to the Navy defensive line. Here is a play fake. Sharpley stands in. Penalty marker thrown. Notre Dame is holding. They'll be set back even further. Sharpley running with the ball, but it means nothing. He gets a first down. It's all coming back. Holding will be called on Notre Dame, and they will have 3rd and about 30. Sharpley with a good run, but it meant nothing as the whole play comes back.
There's a takedown by Eric Olson on the play that the official threw the flag on. Valiant run by Sharpley, but all for naught.
But a lot of times that hold will set you on your way. It's clearly a holding call, and the official throws the flag in. So instead of a first down run by Sharpley,
number 55, 10 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
So here's where Notre Dame is at. A 43-year winning streak against the Navy on the line. The midshipmen now have Notre Dame 3rd down and 27 at the Notre Dame 18-yard line, and Navy leads the game 28-21. 7:45 to play in the game, and the clock is running. Open backfield, 5 wide receivers in the game. Sharpley, will he have time to release the ball downfield? Here's the drop. Stands in. Again, he looks to eat the ball. Now he's running to the near side. Play fakes, holds the ball, runs across the 30. And fourth down and about 15 is coming up for Notre Dame at the Irish 32. So Notre Dame's winning streak, Navy's losing streak, could very much be decided largely by this next play, because Navy will run out the clock the way they've controlled the ball, running 55 times today for 248 yards, passing only 4 times.
Well, the offense is staying in the game, so it comes down to this right here, Don.
They have 2 Smurfs in at wide receiver, West and Grimes. The big receivers are not in. Navy might be blitzing. It's 4th down and 13 where the ball is spotted for Notre Dame. Here's the drop. Play fake. Sharpley eludes the rush. Throws downfield. Makes the connection for a first down. A spectacular play for a first down to John Carlson. Notre Dame's best player finally gets the ball thrown to him, and he responds with one of the biggest plays of his career. Notre Dame keeps the drive alive. 6:43 to play. It was 4th and 13, and going way into the air, getting it a fingertip grab for a 15-yard gain.
What an athletic play by John Carlson, one of the best tight ends in the country. Earned his keep right there, and sharply shaking off one free blitzer and stepping up and making the throw.
So Notre Dame now with the 6:27 left to play, down by 7. Here's a handoff. Armando Allen runs. He breaks into the Navy secondary, turns the corner, works the far sideline, gets out of bounds with a first down run as the freshman Kevin Edwards makes the stop, knocks him out of bounds, but John Carlson with one of his great plays.
You know, and momentum is such a big key in college football. And that fourth down play may have sparked this offense. That play by Armando Allen good for 14 yards, but now Notre Dame with a body language that says they can't be stopped.
An enormous play. John Carlson going high to get on a 4th and 13, a 15-yard grab for a first down. First down Notre Dame now at the Navy 38. Mids lead by 7. Here's a handoff. Running up the middle of the field is Armando Allen like he shot out of a gun. And he crashes inside the Navy 25-yard line. This high school All-American from Opelika, Florida, is finally brought down by Blake Carter.
You know, that 4.38 speed is a killer on that play, and you think that you want somebody like that to run outside, but the lanes are in the middle. So if you have great speed and open lanes, you've got a good running play.
A 14-yard gain on the play by the freshman Armando Allen. Now the Mids dig in their defense. Front 4 gets down. Notre Dame with a first down. Down by 7. Here is another running play. Again, it's Armando Allen. Again, he has room to run inside the 20. He's ahead for a gain of about 7. Ram Vela makes the stop. Navy leads by 7. 5:43 to play. And the Irish driving with the ball now spotted at the 18-yard line of the Mids.
You know, and you think about over the course of the game, if Notre Dame scores, it's going to leave very little time for Navy. But they have no problem going into overtime.
Well, they were beaten in overtime, as you know, Ellen, 59-52 last week by Delaware, who absolutely lit Navy up with its passing game. The Irish have been able to do that today. Here is a handoff again. Armando Allen turns to the outside with all that speed. He's inside the 15, works his way down for a first down to the 12-yard line on the far side. Greg Thrasher, the Navy Rover, makes the stop. But Notre Dame now has a first down at the Navy 12-yard line, a 6-yard gain by Allen, who is really coming alive here now.
Well, that time he did a good job, not just running up into the line of scrimmage, but sucking everybody in and then bouncing the play, getting outside and using that speed.
Evan Sharpley sets his team up, down by 7. Clock running, 4:56 to play. Navy 28, Notre Dame 21. The Irish driving. Here's the snap. Another running play. Again, it's Armando Allen. He's inside the 10-yard line. Gained about 4. Close to the 8-yard line, but the biggest play of this game, and for Notre Dame it may turn out to be the biggest play of this season, was the 3rd and 13 throw where the All-American tight end John Carlson seemingly overthrown, leapt in the air, and somehow found a way to come down with the ball for a 15-yard gain on 4th and 13. And now the Irish continue to drive. It is 2nd down and 6 coming up from the Navy 8-yard line. Need 6 for a first down. Sharpley again hands off. Again it's Armando Allen. He's inside the 5 and he's down close to the 3-yard line. About a yard short of first down. Pancake blocked by Eric Olson, who was called for the hold earlier in this drive And now Notre Dame sends a package of receivers in. Armando Allen, the freshman, 11 carries for Notre Dame for 74 yards. He comes off the field.
Well, they bring in Travis Thomas, who's the most patient runner of the group, and they bring in a big package. And, this is an opportunity to just show your powers. Go straight ahead, blow them off the ball.
Navy jams into a goal line defense. Everybody comes up tight. Lone back is Travis Thomas. He gets the handoff. Thomas cuts back, cuts in. Notre Dame's in the end zone and an extra point away from tying the game. 3:25 to play. 76-yard, 14-play drive, but the pass to Carlson was everything. It's on fourth down, the 4th and 13 for a 15-yard gain. Kept the drive alive when the Irish seemingly were gone. And now they have their extra point out there. Navy's missed one today, actually two. But they got a reprieve and a second chance on one and got the second try good on a penalty against Notre Dame. This will tie the game with 3:25 left if it's good. Freshman kicker for Notre Dame. Snap and set down are good, and so is the extra point. So Notre Dame finds a way. 3:25 to play in regulation. 28-28 is the score. That touchdown by Notre Dame means another lucky listener is going to be winning a $50 gift card from the Home Depot. For your chance to win on official rules, log on to www.homedepot.com/touchdownirish. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends December 1st, 2007. The score now is Notre Dame 28, Navy 28. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on NDFootballRadio.com and Westwood One. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett. Jeff Jeffers with us. Notre Dame Stadium, 3:25 to play in the regulation. Somehow Notre Dame has come back to tie this game at 28 all. And now Navy will get the ball. But, Alan, the question is, can this triple option offense, does it have enough time to go down the field and score?
I don't believe so, unless they can get one type of big play, which makes this kickoff ever so important. You don't want to shorten the field for Navy. Their offense is designed to take time off the clock and ultimately score, but I think they have no problem whatsoever advancing the ball as much as they can and going into overtime.
The Carlson catch on 4th and 13, a 15-yard grab as he went high in the air. A former All-State basketball player in Minnesota. It was on the basketball court. He'd have been a foot over the rim, and now here's the kickoff by Whitaker. It carries short to the 12-yard line. Zerbin Singleton straight ahead. And Singleton is hit hard and knocked down at the 35-yard line. And there the Mids will go 1st and 10. Lead tackler on the special teams coverage of Notre Dame was Scott Smith. 3:17 left to play. The score, Navy 28, Notre Dame 28, and Navy has the ball 1st and 10. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on NDFootballRadio.com and Westwood One. What a game at Notre Dame. 28-28, Notre Dame and Navy. 3:28 to play, 3:17 to play now. Later on, we'll name an offensive lineman of the game, brought to you by Guardian Life Insurance, enriching lives. Navy with the ball at their 35. 65 yards to go, a shaky kicking game. What do you think, Alan?
Well, I think that they try and advance the ball as much as they can, try and put themselves in a position to win, but have no problem going in overtime with the ball on the 25, being able to go in with that powerful option. But if they do try to win it in regulation, it's going to require a passing game, and that is Navy's weakness, and I think that puts Notre Dame at an advantage if they try to throw the football.
Well, here's Navy's passing game today. 4 attempts, 3 completions, 33 yards. But rushing, 55 attempts for 248 yards for the midshipmen. Here is the snap, the handoff. They go to Ballard. He gets some, not much. Maybe 2 or 3 yards as he hits into the right side of the Notre Dame defense. And it will be a gain on the play of where they spotted 3 yards, as Maurice Crum is the filler who makes the stop.
Yeah, and I think one thing Notre Dame has to pay attention to is if they can put them in a long third down situation, this is the crucial play, then you start using your timeouts so you can preserve time on the clock for yourself.
Navy has 2 timeouts remaining. Notre Dame has 3. A tie game, Notre Dame on defense. Navy with the ball, 2:43 to play. A pitchback fumble on the field, a live ball, and Notre Dame can't get to it. Navy gets it, but they're knocked back to their 27-yard line. Zerbin Singleton got the ball back, a tremendous open field hit.
And I tell you, you talk about somebody who jumped the play. Darren Walls got in the backfield before the pitch was even made. That's how you stop that pitch. And he jarred the ball loose. He just couldn't get up to get the fumble. But you talk about how to attack that pitch. Darren Walls came out and really jumped on top of it, blew it up.
So now Navy in a similar position that Notre Dame was in not that long ago, third and very long. This is 3rd and 18. The Irish very close to getting a fumble recovery that would be their second of the game. A tremendous play by Zerbin Singleton, a senior from Decatur, Georgia, who outrushed Notre Dame players to the ball. A great play on defense, though, by the Irish, freeing the ball.
Yeah, and Notre Dame went ahead and called a timeout because now you've got a 3rd and long. They got a chance to get the ball back.
But Navy be going for it on 4th down? They will not be. I wouldn't think.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Unless they hit a big play here. The pass interference call will be a concern. Later tonight, Westwood 1 brings you another great college matchup. Number 6, Arizona State, at number 4, Oregon. Kevin Kugler and Terry Bowden will have all the action. If it's NCAA football, it's on Westwood 1.
Well, you think about the plays that Navy can run on a 3rd and 15. And I think what they will probably do is just try and throw it deep, hope for the interference, because they don't have the speed on the outside to run past the secondary.
The ball is spotted after the huge play by Darren Walls. It knocked the ball free. Navy did recover their own fumble. But now the ball is at the Navy 27-yard line. Tie game 28-28. 2:31 left to play in regulation. We might not be done after 60 minutes.
And the defense is jumping all around. This is the loudest this crowd has been all year long, but Notre Dame has given them a reason to cheer. And the defense with a huge play last time. Now, can't be satisfied with that. Have to come up with another big play.
Over 80,000 at the game. Only 500 from the Brigade of Midshipmen are here to root on the Navy, who seemingly had the game in hand. 28-21 lead. And then Notre Dame, they had him in long yardage on 4th down, and the Irish hit it on a phenomenal catch by John Carlson to give the Irish a 1st down. They continued to drive down the field and scored the tying touchdown with the extra point. Here comes Navy. 3rd down and 18. Ball at the Mids 27-yard line. It's 28-28. 2:31 left to play. Yaako Hanhada drops to throw, takes a look, throws near side. They go to a screen play, and Notre Dame is all over it. A gain of a few yards, maybe 5. And it is Brian Smith, a freshman, who makes the tackle. And now 4th down comes up for Navy with 2:19 to play, as Notre Dame calls a timeout. And the Irish with a stop here. Well, Navy will probably punt the ball, wouldn't you think, Alan?
I'm thinking they would punt, but no one's made a move on the Navy sideline yet. They don't even have the group ready to come in, but they tried. They don't have a downfield passing game, so Navy tries the screen, and Notre Dame snuffs it out right away to create a long 4th down. So if they don't punt, I would be very, very surprised.
Well, the Mids are huddling around Coach Paul Johnson on the far sideline. The Irish huddling around Charlie Weiss below us, as the Midshipmen have 4th down and 13 coming up. Ball on the Navy 32-yard line. The score, Navy 28, Notre Dame 28. 2:23 to play in regulation. But now the Midshipmen have a 4th down and 13 coming up.
You put the responsibility on the defense, and they really stepped up, Don. Now, there's still 4th down to go, but they had 2nd and 8, and Darren Walls with a great play, crashing into the backfield, jarring the ball loose, and creating a long 3rd and 15, and now you've got 4th and 13. So if Navy decides to go for it right here, it would be nothing short of a miracle if they made it.
Well, they're still huddling around Coach Paul Johnson across the way. A major decision now coming in this game with 2:23 left to play in regulation. Notre Dame has 1 timeout left. The Midshipmen have 2. And 4th down and 13 is coming up. Notre Dame led 7-0. It was tied 7-all. Irish led 14-7. It was tied 14-all. Notre Dame led 21-14. And then Navy, getting it to 21-20, missed an extra point. But then came back after Notre Dame scored again and had made a 2-point conversion try to go ahead 28-21, and then Notre Dame rallied back as they have tied the game. And now they are putting their punter on the field. He is average. Vetito, their punter, his first punt of this game, he averages 36 yards a punt. Zibikowski, the senior punt returner who has 7 returns for touchdowns in his career, not all on punt returns. 2 on interceptions, 3 on punt returns, 2 on fumble returns. He's standing at the Notre Dame 25-yard line.
36-yard average means usually no return.
Navy punter Vetedo standing at his 18-yard line. Navy waits. Here's the snap. Vetedo steps in. Notre Dame doesn't put on much of a rush. Here comes Zibikowski. Gets the ball at his 31. Starts up the middle. He's across the 40. He's not done. He's across the 50. He's all the way down inside the Navy 38-yard line on a fantastic return by Tommy Zibikowski. And the Navy must be seeing ghosts of history of years past rising up here. Gloss makes the tackle, a 37-yard punt. But Zibikowski runs it back 31 yards.
You know, it was a very low trajectory punt, which meant Zibby knew he had time. Got some good blocking, got upfield, and he's an excellent runner of the football when he has it in his arm.
So Notre Dame in a tie game with the Naval Academy, 28 all, 2:11 left to play in regulation. Notre Dame at the 38-yard line of Navy. Irish have 1 timeout left. Here is Sharpley. They go to the run. This is Armando Allen. He breaks into the Navy secondary for the moment. Gets ahead for a gain of about 6 or 7 yards to the Navy 32-yard line. And it will be second down and about 4 coming up for Notre Dame. Locked down to 1:55 to play.
And winning football is not, let's get in position to kick a field goal. Winning football is you go down, you score a touchdown.
And you wonder, Allen, whether Notre Dame will risk throwing the ball because the Navy go-ahead touchdown when they had the lead came on a sack and subsequent fumble of Sharpley. Here is Sharpley. He's throwing an out pattern, makes a connection. Beautifully done by Grimes. First down, and he gets out of bounds at the Navy 26-yard line. First and 10 for the Irish at the Navy 26. 1:32 left to play. A throw to the far side. It was bobbled, then Grimes pulled it in.
Well, just so much cushion out there given by the defensive backs of Navy, and working on the freshmen. They feel like they have to go after that area.
So Notre Dame in blue and gold breaks the huddle, moving right to left as shadows now enshroud Notre Dame Stadium. 81,000 looking on this 81st meeting of Notre Dame and Navy. Here's the snap. Handoff. Armando Allen cuts in, and he's hit hard. A terrific tackle by Ross Hospital, who filled the gap. A gain of only 2 yards on the play, and the clock runs. 1:20 left to play. Irish with 1 timeout. The game is tied, 28 all. Notre Dame driving late after falling behind 28-21 and then coming back to tie it.
Still plenty of time. Middle of the field, wide open. If Sharpley can get good enough protection, a lot of holes in the secondary.
Notre Dame going into alignment at their leisure, but time very much a factor now. 58 seconds left to play. Here is Sharpley, another out pattern. And it's off the hands of Grimes. Notre Dame, for some reason, does not throw the ball over the middle of the field. They're throwing out patterns, which have been at best, and I wouldn't say ineffective, but they certainly have not prospered with them.
Well, not a high percentage throw, Don, to throw way out there a timing route. And with Grimes bobbling the last one, you know, to throw to him again, not catching the last one sure-handed creates a problem.
Now Notre Dame puts its big receivers in the game. They have Kamara and Robbie Paris split to the right. This is a 3rd down and 8 for Notre Dame. A tie game, 28 all, 52 seconds to play. The Irish at the Navy 24. Here's a handoff. Armando Allen turns the corner. Navy does a great job stopping him. Now Notre Dame, they go for it on 4th down. Their kicking game is like Navy's, shaky at best.
And this is going to be a pretty long one if they do go for it.
Now Navy calls a timeout. That gives Notre Dame a lift because the Irish would have had to call one probably with 45 seconds left to play to make the right decision. And now Charlie Weiss faced with a decision. He has his quarterback, Evan Sharpley, below us, huddling with Charlie Weiss and the offensive coaches. It'll be a 41-yard field goal, but Notre Dame with a kicker in a freshman, Brandon Walker. He did hit for 48 yards against UCLA. But Notre Dame's field goal game has not been stalwart.
And he's missed one today already, too. So you don't have a lot of confidence in the kicking game. You know, I guess this decision comes down to, are you comfortable going into overtime with Navy? You know, if you kick the field goal, I think you're saying you want to win it right now.
I say, are you comfortable throwing the ball over the middle of the field to John Carlson, or it's one of these big receivers? Notre Dame with these out patterns, play after play. Sharpley throwing the ball today, 14 of 23 for 107 yards. Navy's only thrown 5 times. Kiyako and Hara, 4 of 5 throwing. Notre Dame is 4 of 5 on fourth down conversions. This is a 4th and 8 at the Navy 24-yard line. Game is tied 28-all. 45 seconds to play. Here's Sharpley. Navy comes over the top and sacks him and takes over the ball. So the midshipmen now will have a chance to win the game in regulation. They'll take over the ball at their 31-yard line with 41 seconds to play. Kuar Pitters and Ram Vela came over the top, leaping over the Notre Dame blockers. A truly great play by the Navy defense.
That was a great play because Armando Allen is set to block, and he just goes over the top. Nothing you can do.
Sophomore Ram Vela. Now let's see what the Navy does with 41 seconds left to play in regulation. The ball at the Navy 31-yard line.
Well, I still go back down to saying kick the field goal, even though it's shaky. But we'll see.
Well, it's now past history, and the Naval Academy has the ball. Tie game 28-all. And here is the quarterback trying to run wide, and they stuff him for a loss at the 30. And it'll be second down and 12 from the Navy 30. Game tied 28-all. The clock is running. Navy not looking to stop it. And now we have a stoppage of the clock. And apparently Navy's going to huddle and take a timeout. The midshipmen now have 1 timeout left. So does Notre Dame, but it's looking more and more, Alan, like an overtime game.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I did not want to go into overtime with Navy. You give them 4 shots from the 25, I think they have the advantage. But I think Notre Dame has a good advantage also in that you give them the ball on the 25. They can mix the run with the pass. But I would have preferred to see them try to kick the field goal in the game.
Well, they elected to go for it on fourth down after converting a 4th and 13 on the earlier drive here in the fourth quarter that resulted in the tying touchdown to lock this game up at 28-all. Now Navy moving back slowly onto the field after huddling with their coaches on the far sideline. The midshipmen in gold helmets, white jerseys, gold pants, moving left to right here at Notre Dame Stadium. And Notre Dame comes out in their blue and gold uniforms, ball at the 30-yard line of Navy with 27 seconds left to play. Going in the shotgun is the quarterback, Kaipo Kianaka Enhada. Now he gets under center now. Here's the snap. He is dropping to throw. He's going to air it out. Here's a long ball downfield, and it's about 25 yards too far and out of bounds as he saw he had nobody open. And that stops the clock with 21 seconds left to play.
Well, I got to give Navy credit. They're trying to go downfield, although that is not their expertise. Not very sound at it. Not the best throwing motion in the world by the quarterback, but Notre Dame back there already, and the receiver actually didn't go deep. He stopped and hooked up, and I think Enhada thought that he was going to go deep.
Navy, the history of this series, has not beaten Notre Dame since 1963, and they play every year. A 43-game losing streak. Here's a handoff. Notre Dame shuts it down. That was on a third down carry. Notre Dame calls a timeout. Its final one with 18 seconds left to play in regulation. So Navy will be punting the ball, you would think. Trevor Law is making the stop there on Navy fullback Adam Ballard.
And great stop by Notre Dame and a smart timeout to make Navy declare what they're going to do on fourth down. In all likelihood, we'll have to punt it, which provides Tom Zbikowski with another opportunity.
And right now, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your exclusive home for Notre Dame football. We're back and ready to go at Notre Dame Stadium. The ball at the Navy 31-yard line. 28-28 is the score. 18 seconds left to play in regulation. Navy has fourth down coming up. Fourth down and 10. And Notre Dame got a 31-yard punt return on the last possession by Tom Zbikowski, then failed to convert on a fourth down try and didn't get points when it looked could be a final drive of the game. Zbikowski dropping back again to return the punt. Greg Vetito standing inside at his the 5th to 20-yard line, back at his 17. Here is the snap. Vetito moves on the run, kicks downfield. It'll take a couple of hops and get to Zbikowski. Picks it up on the one bounce and starts to the near side, turns the corner. Zbikowski gets out of bounds. 7 seconds left, and Notre Dame will do you have time really to throw an out pattern, get out of bounds, and kick a field goal in 7 seconds? I don't know. It looks like overtime.
Does look like overtime, but with 7 seconds, realistically, 2 plays, 1 quick hitter, and then a Hail Mary in the direction of touchdown Jesus, where you have the height advantage with 3 receivers over the secondary of Navy.
That's a lot to do in 7 seconds. The ball at the Notre Dame 40-yard line. Game tied 28-28. And the Irish now, Evan Sharpley coming over from a sideline huddle with Charlie Weiss. Notre Dame and Navy probably 7 seconds away from overtime. Unless the Navy is playing 3 guys. You talk about a 3-deep zone. They got guys 50 yards back. And here is the snap. Sharpley drops. Gets a lot of time. Here comes the rush. Screens the ball to Armando Allen. Allen works the sideline. He's not done. Goes out of bounds, and time has run out. So clock runs out, and Notre Dame and Navy will be going to overtime. We're tied at 28 all. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Alan Pinkett, what do you think as we go to overtime? The flip of the coin is huge because if you win the flip in overtime, you definitely want to go second, see what you have to beat.
No doubt about it. I think that the telltale sign is the flip of the coin. Notre Dame wins it. They won't go on offense first. They'll go on defense first. That's just, the thing you do. And so I just, in overtime, the option is formidable. And I know that in Navy's case, they're thinking touchdown because they have a very, very shaky kicking game. Notre Dame has good balance at least and can do run and pass in overtime. So it's really a toss-up as to who can win this game. Anything can happen in overtime.
Well, the acting captains are going out. John Sullivan, Travis Thomas, Tommy Zibikowski, and John Carlson, who made the play of this game for Notre Dame, that leaping grab on a 4th and 13 for a 15-yard gain that kept a touchdown and tying touchdown drive alive. And now they are ready for the flip of the coin. I think we can listen in on that. It is 28-28 as we go to overtime. Official cautioning both teams. Each team gets 2 timeouts in overtime. And the strategy, basically, if you win the toss, you want to give your opponent the ball. They'll start at 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line because you have to see what you might possibly have to beat.
Now, if Notre Dame wins the toss and goes on defense, then the losing team gets to pick which end of the stadium they want to be in. So
we're informed now that the referee did not turn his mic on. He's it's like a Ali Frazier fight with the referee counseling everybody for about 50 seconds down there. Now it continues.
We know they called heads.
Notre Dame wins the toss, so in all probability the Irish will put their defense on the field and the midshipmen will go on offense.
Notre Dame has won the toss and is elected to go on defense. Navy will put the ball in play, 25-yard line.
And that's smart of Navy not to be down in the student section.
Yeah, that's Notre Dame picks the far end. There's the 500 midshipmen down in one corner of the end zone down there, cheering as loudly as they can as we have overtime ready to begin at Notre Dame Stadium.
The last overtime game in the Charlie Weiss era was here in 2005, Charlie's first year when they lost to Michigan State 44-41. But the best part about being a football player is having a bad memory. So you don't remember anything that happened. This is your first overtime game.
Here come the midshipmen. Time really not a factor. No concern about that. They'll play till we have a winner. Here's Notre Dame going on defense, and the midshipmen come out of the huddle, moving left to right here in this opening sequence of overtime. 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 25. It's 28 all. The snap. Rolling out to throw. Navy going to the end zone, and the ball is caught beautifully, and Navy gets it inside the Notre Dame 10-yard line. A throw to Eric Katani, the fullback, who is again, Notre Dame leaves the fullback uncovered. Good play fake by the Navy quarterback, and it's a gain down to an 18-yard gain on the play down to the Notre Dame 8 on the near side.
Well-conceived pass play. Hide the fullback. They had one guy streaking down the middle also that I thought the fullback or the quarterback would go to, but the fullback all alone and puts him in the red zone.
So now Navy in good position to go ahead by a touchdown if they can take it in. First and goal from the Notre Dame 7-yard line in overtime. Here's a handoff, pitch back. This is Reggie Campbell, and he spins and gets down close to the 3-yard line. And he'll be stopped there. It'll be third down and goal from there. Maurice Crum makes a hard hit on Campbell as he runs to the left, to the far side after taking a pitch.
And on that side of the ball where you have Ambrose Wooden, does not come up and attack the pitch, which gave Reggie Campbell a few more yards. Ambrose Wooden sitting back, reading and reacting.
An excellent play call by the Naval Academy on their first play of overtime. Play faking to the run game and throwing to a wide-open fullback. Now it is second and goal at the Notre Dame 3-yard line. Overtime, we're tied at 28-all. They go to the fullback. Notre Dame stops him, but not very far from the goal line. This will be on third down and really less than a yard. Trevor Laws makes the stop. They're going to spot the ball at about the Notre Dame 1, so if Navy takes it in and kicks the extra point, Notre Dame on their possession would have to score a touchdown. And we go to a second overtime.
Right, and this Navy, this option in overtime, I just fear the option in overtime, giving them a short field, don't have to traverse a long way, can open up the playbook.
Navy breaks the huddle. The fullback dive has been a staple of this game today. And Hata, with a long count, takes the snap, fullback dive, and Navy gets in. Touchdown, Navy. No signal yet. It looks like now they give it. And it's Eric Kitani who takes it in. So Navy on the first possession of overtime scores a touchdown. And now they have the extra point attempt coming up. This means that the Irish will have to score a touchdown on their possession.
Well, good job. Good power football by Navy that time. Good surge on the line. Fullback went out wide, and the defense was there to meet him, but fullback just a little too much of a head of steam.
Navy with 62 rushes for 247 yards in this game. Here's Joey Bullen, the extra point man. Snap and set down. He spins the extra point up, and he makes it. So the Naval Academy celebrating across the way. Now they put the pressure on Notre Dame as the Irish must go first and 10 in overtime at the Navy 25-yard line. The Mids leading Notre Dame 35-28.
And the offense now knows what they have to do. So your focus is on getting in the end zone. You can do it with a good mix of run and pass. You got a short field to work with. Navy hadn't stopped you all game long. So go just execute your offense.
Well, their offense will be a basic pro set. Wide receivers to either side, an I set in the backfield. Aldridge is the running back, and he gets the ball on a draw play. He runs straight ahead, and he runs down inside the 15-yard line and down to the 11. Got almost 10 yards on Notre Dame's first carry of overtime. So the Irish moving the ball smartly with Greg Thrasher, the Navy rover, stopping him short of what could have been a touchdown run.
Yeah, you know, when Notre Dame does that pass play action, it really creates a lot of lanes, and Aldridge, very patient, picks his hole wisely.
And now they've amended the scoreboard to show that each team has one timeout in overtime. They gave him two to start it. And here now is Sharpley, another draw play. Again, it's Aldridge running hard down to the 10-yard line. First down Notre Dame as the Irish play the power game, running at undersized Navy and running very well. That was a 6-yard gain and a first down for Notre Dame, trailing in overtime 35-28 Navy.
Yeah, it's very important that James Aldridge, if he stays in at running back, to refuse to be tired. Sometimes you bust a good run and you get a little tired, you lose a little focus. You have to say, I'm not going to be tired till we score.
Notre Dame could conceivably get another first down inside the 1-yard line. They go to the run again. Again, it's Aldridge, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Both arms on the ball. Ball security mandate here for the Irish. Navy leading in overtime 35-28.
And I think Notre Dame can run this thing all the way in. Short gain that time, but they still have the power to go ahead and run the thing in.
The sophomore James Aldridge now has 106 yards rushing for Notre Dame on 25 carries. This is a second down and 8. Second and 9 for a touchdown. Notre Dame must score a touchdown to stay in this overtime game. Navy leads by 7. Here's a play fake. Sharpley has all day. Throws to the far side, and it's taken in. Touchdown Notre Dame. A phenomenal catch by Duval Kamara. His second touchdown of the day on the left side, the far side of the end zone. He had to extend fully in the air, and he hauls the ball in, and now A most critical extra point for the Irish.
Duval Kamara no longer looks like a freshman with the play he's given us today. There's a good fake, the play that's reminiscent of the ones they ran to Samardzija, but found out that there's more options than just one. And Sharpley was calm head all day long, but a great catch extending.
That was all Kamara.
Yeah.
Now they're going to review the touchdown throw. The ruling on the field, this is an ACC officiating team headed by referee Tom DeJoseph. Ruling on the field was touchdown, so there has to be, of course, the irrefutable evidence to overturn it. But Notre Dame still, if they do get the touchdown, will need the extra point to continue this overtime.
Well, watching the replay, he brought the ball in his hands, brought it, cradled it into his chest, and his arms hit the ground. Ball never touched the ground. So the review should be that the call on the field was correct.
Yeah, he got it. He had his arm underneath the ball. So Notre Dame setting up for the point after try. If good, the overtime continues. If not good, the game is over, and Navy would end the 43-year losing streak to Notre Dame. It's 35-34. This is termed the first overtime.
And by all accounts, the review should be in favor of Notre Dame. The extra point, so important.
Kamara, man, leaping in. He has the ball. He's got his arms under it. They're still taking their time. It is a officiating crew from the Big East that does the TV review. So it is 35-34 in this first overtime. Navy leading by a point, and Notre Dame, if the touchdown goes, will have an extra point coming up.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Now the extra point as Notre Dame's freshman kicker sets up. Brandon Walker. The holder is the quarterback, Evan Sharpley. Notre Dame needs this kick to extend the overtime in the game. Snap and set down are good, and so is the extra point. And so it is a 35-35 game. And overtime is renewed, a second overtime period.
Yes, and Notre Dame did what it had to do. Super effort by Duval Kamara. And I think advantage Notre Dame going into a second overtime because Navy got the big play to start the first overtime, picking their pocket. Not too many tricks left for Navy to come up with now.
So Notre Dame sends its offense back out as the Irish will now have the offensive possession to start the second overtime. Navy led off the first overtime. Notre Dame electing to go on defense when they won the toss.
Yeah, and Notre Dame should not have any doubt in their mind that touchdown is what they have to do.
Notre Dame averaging less than 9 points a game. Coming into this game, only 7 offensive touchdowns in the previous 8 games, but Navy and Notre Dame each with 35 points today.
Well, I mean, this game had the potential for Notre Dame to have its most productivity on offense. Looking at how porous the Navy defense was, also looking at the fact that they've averaged, 52 points scored on their defense the last 3 games. You know, it just licking your chops. But you have to respect the fact that Navy on offense is a very, very formidable opponent.
So the Irish will now go to the north end of the field to go on offense. 1st and 10 at the Navy 25-yard line in overtime. We play till we get a winner.
Yeah, and the benefit here now is they come down to the student section. So when Navy goes on offense, although they don't necessarily need they don't audible and stuff on the line where the crowd is going to make a difference. But you never know, it could.
Navy huddling around Coach Paul Johnson. Notre Dame around Charlie Weiss. All the players standing along the sideline. It's getting cooler now in northern Indiana. Temperature dropping into the 40s, the low 40s. What was a perfect day for football and continues to be.
Yeah, and I think that Notre Dame can just go right back to its power football, maybe mix in a little bit of play action. Using James Aldridge, may even counter with a little bit of Armando Allen. He brings the speed to the party.
We're going to a second overtime. Notre Dame and Navy tied
Second
35-35.
overtime, Navy has elected to go on defense. Notre Dame will go 25-yard line, first down.
Looking at the numbers in this game, Navy has rushed for 62 times for 247 yards. Notre Dame has rushed 52 times for 203 yards. Pass offense has been limited. The Navy quarterback Anhata with 5 of 7 throws completed for 56 yards. Evan Sharpley 16 of 25 for 131 yards. He's thrown for a couple of touchdowns. And in all probability, we'll have to get Notre Dame in the end zone again for a touchdown because Navy has been virtually unstoppable in this game running the ball.
No doubt about it. And now they have Armando Allen, so now you can bring speed along with the blocking up front.
Here's the snap. It is Armando Allen running into the Navy defense. He spins off and is down at the 22-yard line, a gain of only 3 yards. Matt Wimstadt stops him.
Good tackle by Wimstadt because the play had gone across his face. He was cutting back, and if he could have gotten past Wimstadt, a big play was in store.
Notre Dame sends the very dangerous Kamara, the freshman receiver from Hoboken, New Jersey, who just caught the touchdown ball to the near side. Paris is slotted to the right. Here is another handoff. Notre Dame goes to the run. This is Armando Allen inside the 20, not down. He gets down to the 16-yard line. It'll be third down and less than 2 for Notre Dame. Ross Pospisil, an inside linebacker, was the lead tackler. Clock not running. We're in overtime. The clock of no consideration. They play until there's a winner.
Well,
35-35.
Good running by Armando Allen to put him in a comfortable third down situation. Now they can bring the hammer in with James Aldridge, get to first down, and then it's a brand new ball game.
Notre Dame with a chance to go ahead in overtime after Navy took the lead with the first possession of overtime. Notre Dame goes to the quarterback keep. Linesman comes in. And I don't know, Sharpley, if he gets it, it's going to be by the nose of the football. Navy saying he didn't get there. It would bring up fourth down in less than a yard, less than a foot.
It depends on the spot, although it's looking like the spot is going to be short of the first down marker.
He had to get to the 15-yard line, and let's see where the spot is. He's going to be short by an inch.
Well, but down in this situation, no bad thoughts. Just line up, run your play, get the first down.
So Notre Dame breaks the huddle. This is a fourth down, and in truth, it's probably the game if they don't convert. Aldridge is the running back. Navy brings its defenders up front. Here is a handoff. Aldridge runs. He gets ahead. He's got the first down and more. Great run by Aldridge. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He busted a tackle, knocked over the free safety Wyatt Middleton, and Notre Dame drives on with a fourth down conversion. First and 10 at the Navy 13-yard line, and the Navy defender who hit Aldridge, Wyatt Middleton, is down.
Aldridge stuck his head in his chest that time. Buckled him a little bit, Don. And that's 220 pounds a man running that football.
Middleton, a freshman from Norcross, Georgia, has been in a lot of plays for the midshipmen. So he is still down, being attended to at the 15-yard line. Meanwhile, when play resumes, it'll be first down and 10 for Notre Dame at the 13-yard line of Navy in the second overtime. We're tied at 35 all. Don Cricky with Alan Pinkett, Jeff Jeffers with us at sold-out Notre Dame Stadium. The greatest midshipman of them all, Roger Staubach, led Navy to a 35-14 victory over Notre Dame back in 1963, and soon after was elected the Heisman Trophy winner of that year. And since that year, 1963, Navy has lost 43 consecutive games to Notre Dame.
There was one that was close when I was a junior at Notre Dame. We actually had to throw a screen pass late in the game in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And I took the screen pass. I don't know how many yards, but it put us in position to kick a field goal. In that game, we won 18-17. That's when Navy thought they were going to end the streak then, but we were fortunate with John Carney there kicking to come out victorious.
So now we have an extended delay while Middleton, the Navy free safety, is helped to a sitting up position, knocked down and possibly out for the moment. Now he's trotting off. Competitor that he is, but the trainer's right with him, making sure that he doesn't run off on his own. He's really wobbly after being blasted on a fourth down carry by Aldridge.
And the guy that comes in for him is another freshman, 5'9", 185-pound Emmett Merchant, So is that something that Charlie chooses to expose? I think you can just really just hand this ball off and run it in.
Notre Dame, let's see what they do. They go to a spread formation. They bring two big receivers out to the right. Kamara, who has a couple of touchdown catches today. Robbie Paris in the slot to the right. It's first down, Notre Dame in overtime at the 13-yard line of Navy. Game tied at 35-all. Handoff. This is Aldridge up the middle. Navy does a good job, slams the door on the run, and it'll be second down and about 8 for a first down. Spencer making yet another tackle for the Navy.
Well, good job by the middies that time. Really just creating no movement on the line that time. No place for Aldridge to go. And just shutting that run down. He was still able to get a yard out of it.
So now Notre Dame breaks the huddle. We're tied in overtime. This is second down and 9 for Notre Dame in the second overtime. The Irish with Evan Sharpley at quarterback all day long. He's under center. He sends Yateman, a big tight end, in motion. And here's the run. This is Aldridge running hard. He's inside the 10-yard line and gets down close to the 9. Ball security is of ultimate importance now. And he holds on with both arms, and this will bring up a third down play for Notre Dame. Third down, and they'll need 6 at the Navy 10-yard line, just inside it.
And I don't know if this is 2-down territory in overtime.
It's got to be.
So you want to just go ahead and get the first down now.
Now Armando Allen comes back out in the field, the freshman running back who has emerged today with his best performance, 16 carries, 91 yards. Navy has played the screenplay, which Charlie Weiss likes for Armando Allen, very well today. Third down for Notre Dame. They need 6 for a first down. Need just about 10 for a touchdown. Here's Sharpley throwing, and it's a very errant throw. Poorly done by Sharpley. And he didn't hit it. He was hit as I guess he released the ball. It wasn't even close to anyone. And now we have fourth down coming up, and Notre Dame's going to kick a field goal.
You got to get the points. Unfortunate. The pocket looked like it collapsed just a little bit on him. Armando Allen stepped out into the back into the passing lane and looked like he might have tried to throw to him too.
So this game of defining moments has another defining moment now. Notre Dame looking to take the lead in overtime with a field goal. Here is the field goal attempt. It's hit hard, and it is hit through. So the freshman, Brandon Walker, hits the field goal, and now Navy takes over the ball, and the Mids can win it and end the losing streak with a touchdown. They'll take over at the Notre Dame 25-yard line of this north end of the field where they're going to in this second overtime.
Yeah, so now Notre Dame really needs the students to really make a lot of noise. But more importantly, Notre Dame's defense needs to step up. There still hasn't been an answer for the pitch. Navy very methodical with their approach, hard to stop. So it comes down to this.
Navy with 62 runs today for 247 yards. And will they again methodically try to drive the ball with their triple option run game? Here is the quarterback keeping, and Hada gets down to the 18-yard line. A tremendous fake by Kaipano, Kaihahaka, and Hada. The Hawaiian-born quarterback for Navy as they now have second down and 4 coming up for a first down.
Yeah, he does a good job of letting all the motion of the offense go to his right. He just comes right back behind all of it.
Notre Dame leading in the second overtime, 38-35. Long count. Here's the snap. Fullback Katzenhada carrying again, and he gets ahead for a first down at the Notre Dame 15-yard line. So Navy with a touchdown will win this game, down by 3 in the second overtime.
Yeah, and Navy not doing anything that Notre Dame hadn't seen, but they just run this triple option with such precision and speed. It's just hard to defend. And Notre Dame has to find a way to make a play.
Navy comes out of the huddle, basic triple option offense. Slot backs to either side. First and 10 Navy, down by 3 in the second overtime. And here is Nhata. He wants the ball, and he's down to the 10-yard line. If there's going to be a hero And Hada's going to call his name. He has 3 plays in a row now.
Well, as a quarterback, you are the leader. He likes that ball in his hands. He's getting good blocking up front. And with everybody concerned with Reggie Campbell and the fullback, don't forget about the quarterback and Hada.
2nd down and 5 for Navy for a first down. 2nd down and 10 for a winning touchdown. We're in the second overtime. It's 38-35 Notre Dame. Navy in white and gold going right to left under the lights. Here is a handoff, and it's Hada pitching back, and a tackle is going to be made for a loss on the play. A great play by Notre Dame as they pitched to Zurban Singleton. He ran wide to the right, and he was taken down by the sensational freshman linebacker Brian Smith for a loss on the play of 5 yards. It's now going to be 3rd and 10 for Navy.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 is ideally what you want to put Navy in, because they don't have an offense designed to get a 10-yard. Well, they don't have a 10-yard play unless they break one by a good individual effort on one of the running plays.
And the Mids have at best a very, very shaky kicking game. So this is 3rd down and 10 coming up with Notre Dame in the lead in the second overtime, 38-35. The midshipmen have called their only timeout of extra time, and they are huddling around Paul Johnson. He's got a lot of tricks in his bag. One of the ones that's worked very well was the play fake, the rollout, and the subsequent throw to a fullback who's been uncovered twice in this game for big gains.
Yeah, and with Navy running the ball 84% of the time, it's actually easy to lose track of that fullback when you're keying on him to maybe receive the ball on a handoff. So I'm sure that Charlie and Corwin Brown are down there reminding him, whoever has the fullback in man coverage, that's the one play they've been able to have a lot of success with. Make sure you stay on them, but you also want to watch them going deep. I think Navy try and get the first down on this play. No, I don't know if it's 4-down territory for them.
That's a great possibility. I mean, that's a big decision to make. But right now, we'll see what the quarterback of Navy can do in Hada. Kaipo with a 5 of 7 day throwing the ball for 56 yards. Navy is a run-first team. They run all day. But right now, they faced after a terrific play by the freshman linebacker for Notre Dame, Brian Smith, who was a teammate of yours, Alan. His dad was.
Yeah. And I'll say this. If Navy can get it to maybe a 4th and 3, they probably risk going for the first down.
So Notre Dame with one timeout left in the overtime. Navy has just used their one timeout. And let's see what Navy does on 3rd and 10 down by 3. At the Notre Dame 15-yard line. Here's a pitch. They're going to throw a halfback option. Reggie Campbell's in deep trouble. Throws downfield. It's tipped and almost intercepted, incomplete. Maurice Crum tipped it, and only ones that had a play on the ball were the Fighting Irish. And so Navy now sends out Joey Bullen.
Yeah,
I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Yep. Yeah, and, Maurice Cream, I'm sure he's going to have to do a number of push-ups after the game. You touch that ball, you catch it.
This is a 32-yard attempt, and Navy has to hit it to tie the game and send it to a 3rd overtime. Notre Dame putting a lot of rushers out there. Mullen has struggled earlier in the day with a kicking game. Here's the snap and set down. Kick is up. It's spun up. It looks pretty good, and it is good. So Joey Bullen answers, and Navy has tied the game. We go to a 3rd overtime. And in truth, it was to be one of the shortest games with Navy's double park offense, playing like they're double parked and running the clock, will turn out to be the longest game of Notre Dame's season.
Yeah, I usually book a flight early after a Navy game because I know that they're not going to take very long. But going into a 3rd overtime, good job by Navy and coming up with the effort right there to tie the game. But now it's on Notre Dame again.
Jeff, how about some of the other scores around the country?
Well, Don, thank you very much. Arizona leads UCLA 34-17 to start the 4th. Air Force, Notre Dame's opponent next week, is leading Army 27-10 to start the 4th quarter in Colorado Springs. Auburn beats Tennessee Tech 35-3. Michigan State has now moved ahead of Michigan 17-14 with 14 left in regulation. Oklahoma State 35, Texas 14. They start the 4th at Stillwater. In other games, there's now finals. As we said, Ohio State wins over Wisconsin 38-17. Florida knocks off Vanderbilt by 27. Kansas over Nebraska 76-39. Penn State over Purdue 26-10. Indiana wins over Ball State 38-20.
All right, thank you, Jeff. As right now we have
has elected to go on defense will start at the 25-yard line at this end of the field. In the third overtime, if there's a touchdown scored, the team scoring the touchdown must go for 2 points.
There you go. In the third overtime with a touchdown, you have to go for 2. So the pressure is off the kickers unless there is a field goal attempt coming up. Notre Dame elects again to go on defense and see what the mids can do and what they might have to beat. Notre Dame on defense at the south end of the field to our right, dressed in blue and gold. This 81st meeting between these longtime rivals, with Notre Dame a 43-game winning streak against the Navy. There have been so many games, though, over the years like this, so many close ones. A turnover looms enormous here. A turnover would be huge. We'll see if both teams can protect the ball. Right now it's Navy's. Here is Inhada dropping to throw, looks at the end zone, fires down the field. He's got a man open. Beautifully done by Navy. It is a touchdown to Reggie Campbell, as again a Navy back is left uncovered, and Notre Dame now must score a touchdown. But first we'll try the extra point by Bullen, so Navy comes out. This is a masterpiece of strategy by Paul Johnson. You never know what's coming next when it's on the line.
Yeah, it's a good play. Reggie Campbell with great speed, no one covering him. Safety got over late, and a very good throw. And then they have to go for 2.
Navy has to go for 2, so this is enormous. Navy leading 44-38. Notre Dame will get another overtime possession, the third overtime. Long count by Inhada, looking for Notre Dame to jump. He drops to throw, taking a look. He throws to the end zone. It is caught, and Navy takes an 8-point lead. So now Notre Dame must score a touchdown. Notre Dame must convert a 2-point conversion, or the winning streak is over, and the midshipmen will have risen up.
And Navy looking like a bona fide passing team right there, Don. Throwing to the running back, who catches it in his hands, stretches the play, vertical, then snaps his head around, turns back, catches it in his hands between 4 Notre Dame defenders.
Now Notre Dame, after a tremendous play by the Naval Academy, in the third overtime, getting the touchdown throw on first down in the third overtime, and then the 2-point conversion on another throw. And now Notre Dame goes to work. Here is a handoff. Aldridge runs the ball, and he is down to about the 23-yard line. It'll bring up second down at about 7, as the tackle was made by Navy's middle guard, Nate Frazier.
And nothing has changed with the middle of the field being open. Instead of cover 2, they've got one deep safety. They do sometimes rotate over to leave the middle of the field open, but there's still a lot of room out there in the passing lanes.
Sharpley, the Notre Dame quarterback, is 16 of 26 throwing the ball for 131 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He's not been intercepted, but he was sacked, fumbled, and Navy returned it for a go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter. Here's another throw, near side. This is Carlson running inside. He's inside the 15-yard line, and he has a Notre Dame first down. He is the best player on the Notre Dame team, either side of the ball. Pospisil makes the tackle on the play, and it's down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, with the first down, and a good play by Carlson run after the catch. Good play by Sharpley. Pocket collapses on him. He's actually hit as he's throwing the ball. Need a little bit better protection by the offensive line.
Notre Dame must score a touchdown and must hit a 2-point conversion. In the third overtime, no extra points, and Navy's already made the 2-point conversion to lead by 8. Here is a handoff, and Aldridge runs to the 10-yard line.
And one thing that's important to note, that Notre Dame can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. And so when you get down here inside the 10-yard line, a 5-yard run is huge.
Notre Dame huddling at their leisure. One thing about the pressure of overtime, the clock is of no consequence. It shuts off after 60 minutes of regulation. Now Notre Dame breaks the huddle, trailing Navy by 8, 46-38 in the third overtime. Evan Sharpley at quarterback, another running play. This is Aldridge turning wide inside the 10, head down. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. So this will bring up third down and 3 for Notre Dame. Irish will have 2 downs to make 3 yards. Field goal of no consequence now in this third overtime. This is Aldridge's best performance, Allen, of the season.
No doubt about it. It's the second 100-yard game this year, but that means nothing without the victory. And so, you get to this point in overtime, you actually get energized, and you know that you're going to tote the rock, so make some plays.
Well, they're aligning in the I formation to tote the rock. Another handoff. This is Aldridge. He is inside the 5-yard line and looks like he might. Oh, here come those linesmen again. Looks like they have him short.
And just see where they spot the football.
Back by Ram via
looks like they may measure.
It'll be short. Or I haven't seen the spot yet. If they get it, it'll be by the nose of the ball. Here come the chain markers out. Here's where we stand. Navy 46, Notre Dame 38, third overtime. Notre Dame, if they don't make it here, will have to make it on fourth down. They have to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to continue. Yes, we're short.
By about 2 inches.
Who'd have thunk it? A couple of inches short, Allen.
It looks like more like a foot. Yeah, and so if you can't go a foot with this big offensive line, John Sullivan led, then you don't deserve to win.
Well, Sharpley on one of the earlier fourth downs, he kept it on a quarterback keep.
Well, Notre Dame just has to focus on, and no negative thoughts. Just go ahead and get your first down.
Notre Dame, this is the 7th time today they've gone for it on fourth down, and now they'll call a timeout. As this game hanging in the balance, they have fourth down in inches. Notre Dame has gone for it 6 times on fourth down today, has converted 4, and they have to make this fourth down to keep the drive alive. They will have to score a touchdown. They will have to convert a 2-point extra point, 2-point conversion, as that would tie the game. Navy now leading in the third overtime, 46-38.
Yeah, you think about all the different plays they can run on fourth and a foot, but I don't think anything is better than a quarterback sneak, because at least with the quarterback sneak, you get an initial surge. He has to pick one of the guards to get behind to follow that surge, and you don't give the linebackers of Navy a chance to go over the top or to fill any of the gaps. So I like the quarterback sneak on this one.
Notre Dame huddling at the 10-yard line to the south end of the field to our right. Under the arc lights at Notre Dame Stadium, their helmets gleaming. Gold helmets for both teams today. The Irish in blue and gold, the naval midshipmen in white and gold. The 81st meeting, and now a critical point in this game. We've had many. This is fourth down for Notre Dame. They have to convert this fourth down try, or the game is over. Sharply, they go to the run. Notre Dame drives ahead and gets the first down and goes all the way down to the goal line for a touchdown. A tremendous run by Notre Dame, as Travis Thomas would not be denied. The senior running back not only got the first down, he spun off 2 tacklers and got driving into the end zone. Today, he's run 3 times. He scored 3 touchdowns.
Touchdown maker, and you're right, he wasn't going to be denied. He had some good student body blocking on that particular play, but good getting a hand down on the ground to maintain his balance, and that's what I call smelling the goal line.
Well, now, Ellen, we have another defining moment of the game, because Notre Dame has to convert a 2-point try to extend to a fourth overtime.
Yeah, and I think they probably go right back with the same play, but they don't have that particular lineup, so here we go.
Notre Dame has to get it in the end zone on this 2-point conversion try, or Navy wins the game. Here's the snap. Play fake. Rolling out to the near side. Sharply throws. And the ball is tipped away, and the penalty marker is thrown. There was an interference. Navy's out celebrating, but much too early, as there was a penalty call on Navy. The Notre Dame receiver was hit from behind as the ball came in, and all of a sudden the Navy players have to trot back to their bench. There will be no celebration, at least at this moment.
Well, and there were 2 flags that came out, so you couldn't say that it was necessarily a bad call. You know, the person in the back threw the flag, the person on the side threw the flag.
Notre Dame with limited passing yardage.
On the defense, number 20. The ball will be spotted at the 1.5-yard line. Retry.
Greg Thrasher, the rover, was called for hitting the receiver early. And so Notre Dame will get another try for a 2-point conversion.
And I think at the 1.5-yard line, you got to run that football in. You know, I like the play that they used with Travis Thomas. The power, they can use the same one with James Aldridge. It seems like running to the right is where they've had their most success. And looking at the replay, it was a good call. Who was it, number 20, Greg Thresher, was actually on Robbie Parris's back and was able to swat it down after he was all over his back.
So this is where we are now. Navy 46, Notre Dame 44, third overtime. Notre Dame on the pass interference call against Navy has the ball 1.5 yards from the Navy end zone. The Irish have to take it in. In the third overtime and beyond, teams have to go for a 2-point conversion. Navy converted the 8-point play on their last possession to take the 8-point lead. And now Notre Dame much closer to the goal line, and we'll see if you're correct, Alan. They do go to the run.
Well, they've got the elephant package in with Aesop Swap at fullback. Travis Thomas is in at tailback. That play hadn't been stopped all day long. You just have to make sure that Navy doesn't overload on one particular side.
Travis Thomas is the setback. 3 carries today, 3 touchdowns, and Notre Dame has to get in the end zone. Here's a handoff, Travis Thomas. And he is going to be stopped, and the losing streak is over. Navy has beaten Notre Dame. A tremendous achievement for the Naval Academy as they beat Notre Dame 46-44.
Well, I would have to say this is definitely a low point in the Notre Dame football season.
Not for Navy, though.
And not for Navy. Congratulations to Navy. You know what? They stuck to their game plan. They got the game in overtime. And, congratulations to them.
Absolutely. Congratulations to